Rai Williams,
Rai
is the new
Williams.
Wonder Woman.
And welcome to the weekly poll where we're talking about Rai Williams, apparently the newest superhero for Iron Man. As usual, I am one of your hosts, Benny the Comicstorian. I read comic books dramatically back to you. Over on one of the boxes around me is Sal from Comic Pop. The best part about Comic Pop, the second best being Tiffany, and the third best being a guy with the name B, but we don't ever talk about him because he's horrible.
The worst.
In the other box around me is Rob in his kitchen. And on the other one is Joel from Caved Joel.
What?
Rob is in his kitchen. I'm at least.
I'm watching this promo.
Oh,
That
the
is
one
an
where you
enviable
just
kitchen,
you're like, I'm like, hey Rob, why don't you tell him what we're doing today? And your answer was talking about how bad I am. Mopey just subscribed for 4 months in a row. Rob, why don't you splooge all over that kitchen?
Splooge. I'm sorry, I was watching this promo. That
For the
promo
record,
was
your
amazing.
kitchen is goddamn huge.
Do what?
It's a nice place.
It's an enviable kitchen, man.
It looks bigger than it is. It's not that big.
It's all
It's all about the
light.
angles. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a fisheye webcam going on.
Hold on, I'm going to share.
Oh, we had
My,
Miles Uncharted subscribe
my
for 7
resub?
months in a row.
Splooge.
I didn't snub you. I snubbed Ben. Ben tries to be better than me, and it's not going to work.
Look at that splooge.
I don't even
Marvel
know
Explained
Ethan. Every time I've
resubscribed
met
for 6
Ethan,
months
he's
in a
like,
row.
"Hi," and that's the extent of it. I think we've had our longest conversation at New York Comic Con where we talked for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Ethan?
Yeah, Ethan.
Oh, Ben.
Oh, Ben.
No, Ben and
No,
I
you
talk
guys are-
all the time.
Yeah, I was like, you and Ben talk a lot.
Yeah.
Laddie Jupiter, wow, splooge again.
Splooge.
And Rob, this guy named Marvel Explained subbed for 6 months in a row, so hit that splooge.
Splooge.
Seems like a good guy.
Marvel
He's
Explained,
a
huh?
cool guy. Yes, Marvel Explained.
Wait, Dan Slott finally quit Twitter?
Who did?
Dan
Oh,
Slott?
he did until
Oh
he
yeah,
gets back up.
no. Slot deactivated his account until for now. He'll be
It's
back.
probably just the political. He's
Yeah.
always very political.
It was about Trump. He had
Which
to
is
go.
why I like him.
All right, so since we've now started a new segment that I don't know why we never did it, but hey, what have you guys been doing this week?
Aw.
I finally recovered from my killer cold, and I've gone
Nice.
back to the gym again, and now I'm regretting it because I'm super tired.
Benny was
I had like-
dying, man. It was
I had
nuts.
5 days off, so Monday I'm like, all right, we're doing this. 2.5 hours back at the gym. That worked. Today was like an hour and a half, and I'm napping needed.
Uh-huh.
So we'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sounded like you were struggling when I talked to you before. I was
Oh,
like, good God,
yeah.
are you okay?
I was not doing good. I picked up Watch Dogs. It's good so far. I'm playing the fuck
Nice.
out of World of Final Fantasy, and Rob keeps bothering me to play games with him. Like we're
Let's
friends.
play a game together, Benny, like friends do.
Hey,
Okay.
Walking
Thank you,
Bread just
Walking
subscribed for the
Bread.
first time.
Oh. Ooh, that's a first timer splooge. That's a special splooge.
That deserves a more sensual touch. Splooge.
You will remember that splooge forever.
But yeah, that's pretty much me. I've been playing World of Final Fantasy, playing Overwatch with Rob. We got Rob to download Heroes of the Storm. He did one match and was like, fuck this noise. This is all you guys. I'm out.
Peace.
Pretty common story, I think.
Oh,
He
man. Well, no,
literally
it was
did
super
one
fast.
match, and we're like, all right, we're gonna do 2 more to knock out this daily. And he's like, all right, let me know when you guys go back to Overwatch.
No, I just wasn't
This is
feeling it
Overwatch.
that night. Dude, I want to play some more like Civilization 6. That was fun.
Yeah, 6 where we conquer the world. Trevia just subscribed for the first time. Trevia, we were talking about you earlier. Joel says you're his favorite commenter.
He comments a lot. He does. I see him
Comments a
every
lot.
single day. That's true.
That's dedication.
Oh man. New topics for today. Why did I not see this? But, no, fuck you, Benny. New topics for today. Why Benny is awesome. Why Benny is better than Rob. Why Joel sucks.
Welcome to
See,
10
this-
minutes ago, Rob.
I know.
This is what we get to see in the Skype chat. I was out grocery shopping at the time.
Oh, there you go.
So Sal, what did you do this week? What's new with you?
Not much. Just cleaned up a little bit. You mean on the channel or in life?
Just life in general. I mean, I just talked about
Yeah,
my
not
working out in
much.
video games.
You know, we shot a bunch of stuff over the weekend, and we went to ToyCon just for fun. We have biannual ToyCons. I filmed the last one, and then we just went to this one. It was just fun. Like, sometimes I like to just go to cons because I'm a nerd.
Oh, it's same here. Like we're doing the PlayStation
hate-
experience. Jess is a nerd. That's what I'm going.
Yeah,
with.
I
it's
hate
gonna be fun.
working, and it's like it's more just like, oh, like I get to look at toys, and then I could just bail whenever I was like, okay, I'm done. Well, I don't need to. I don't need to
Those
get a
are the best
B-roll.
cons. Are they not the best? Like you're like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
I'm done. I'm going back to my hotel to just chill out. Or the
Exactly.
ones that are local, you're like,
Baltimore.
I'm going home.
For me, the con is 10 minutes from my house, so I was like, I'm gonna bail and go home or go out. It's great,
Oh man.
but yeah.
Yeah, man.
So Rob,
Oh,
what
What
do you do in your kitchen?
What are you doing?
Huh?
What are you doing in your kitchen?
Oh, I just had to move the desk out here. I was at the grocery store
Mm-hmm.
walking through, trying to
Yeah.
figure out what I was
Why
going to
don't
do
you
for
tell
dinner.
them how you get banned on Marvel Reddit?
And I was
Yeah.
like, I'll tell you guys about that here in a
He's
second. And I
working
was
up
like, I was like, you know what sounds really good? Like some kind of a meat, I don't know, chicken or something like that. And then I'm gonna have like some mashed potatoes, some mashed taters, and like some
Mashed
broccoli or
taters?
something like that. Yeah, have some taters and some broccoli and some meat.
Some taters.
And so man, don't make fun of me.
That sounds like a 5-star meal. I'm all about this. And then what did you
yeah.
get?
So I'm walking through and I pass by the meat section. This dude's like, "Are you Robert Jefferson?"
Nice.
And I'm like, and like shouting it for the world to hear. And I'm just like, what the hell is
You're
going
like,
on?
nah.
Right now, nah, man, that ain't. And I was like, what's going on? Well, he turned out he was a fan, but and his name was Robert, which is really easy to remember. He was really excited. I was like, yeah, man, it was good to meet you. But I was like, why did you have to yell my name out in the world like that? But he was a really cool guy.
Now
It
you
was-
could never
it was kinda
shop there again.
I will say, Ben and Tiffany and Danielle and I were at the Kmart this weekend, and
Those
we were
exist still?
we have like one left. And
They're
that's
like
why
they're
we
like
went, and we're like,
Blockbuster.
they're gonna close this pretty soon. Like half the loop in the M for Kmart was out, so it said Knart or Nart. If K is silent. And we're standing there. Tiffany and Danielle like went into the store to like look at things, and Ben and I are distracted by the copyright-free lightsabers they had on display, and we're playing with them, and I'm hitting Ben with them, and then this dude behind us just goes, "Holy crap, comic pop!" And I'm like hitting Ben like, "Oh no, I have to. Hello." I'm being a child, and he's like, "I never thought I would ever run into you guys at the Kmart."
Beating each
And I'm
other up
like,
with
"This is a rare
lightsabers.
day." But no, Sterling was super nice and friendly, and he was just like, "This is crazy. I never meet anybody." And I'm like, "You still haven't. We're just Comic Pop. That doesn't matter."
We're
Thank you for
nobody.
saying hello and making us feel really good. That was awesome.
Wow.
Oh, and
Yeah.
yeah, I was at the Walgreens the other day, and then I came home, and then I got a comment on the channel, and they were like, "I saw you at the Walgreens, but I didn't want to say hello. I didn't want to be
Aw.
weird." And I was like, "No, man, say hi. It makes me feel really good."
YouTubers go outside every once in a while.
I had a similar
Yeah?
thing happen on the way back from BlizzCon. A guy recognized me at the airport, and he was like super excited. And he's like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Hey, how's it going?" And whatever. We got on the
Yeah.
plane, went to the layover, and I'm standing there waiting for my plane to board. And he walks up and he's like, "I know you probably don't live here in Utah. Can I just get a quick picture?"
Aw.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, guys. So I posted a picture, this really awesome picture from Old Man Logan #8 on the subreddit. And then I was banned for 10 days because I didn't cite the issue number. And I was like, you know what? Like, I'm never coming back here again with you socially awkward, weird ass people. Like, I'm never not gonna do that.
Throwing
Like,
the glove down.
those weird moderators, like, hey man, you did not cite your issue number. Yes, cite the issue number.
What is
we-
that?
It's like-
That's not nerds.
Yeah,
Well,
you
you
were
know.
highly offensive to somebody. I'm not quite sure who.
That's
I'm just saying. No, I was offensive to
People
the,
with
to the
speech
Simpsons.
impediments are so pissed.
No, I was offensive to the fucking Simpsons comic guy.
Yes.
I was like, dude,
yeah. It's pretty good.
like, I was like, that's no way. So
Yeah.
So
Say
no, we were actually talking about that. How like the general, the old school comic nerd. You know what? I'm just gonna say, the old school comic nerd must hate the current pop culture community because I
They
know
do.
they're the ones that are just hating. Like Big Bang Theory's horrible. These new movies are horrible. The new direction the comics are going are horrible. It's like
Yeah.
like they just
Well,
want to
Big
live
Bang
20
Theory is
years
pretty
ago.
bad, though.
What
Big
is?
Bang Theory is very bad.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Let's not make that a hill we die on. I just want to say
No,
that.
I find it humorous, but you cannot deny that they are obviously making fun of the culture as opposed to.
Yes, they're laughing at it, not with it. Unlike
Right.
something like the IT crowd or Community that laughs with it.
Right.
Not at it.
I mean, it's not a bad show, but it's not a good show at all. You know.
I mean, it's about as good as network television is these
right.
days.
And it's also a
which is
show
not-
that probably should have ended like 3 seasons ago.
It's getting a prequel now because that actor needs to make more money, apparently.
What? There's a
Can't-
prequel
yeah.
to Big Bang Theory?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's getting
it's
a
the
prequel.
Sheldon Show, which it basically is anyway.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Like I know there's the guy who's like the nerdy dude. I don't watch that. Like my coworkers, my old coworkers would be like, "Do you watch Big Bang Theory?" I'm like, "Nope."
No,
Why would I watch that?
nerd.
They're like, "Well, it's because it's about nerds. It's about people like you." And I'm like, "Well, then no, I'm definitely not going to watch it."
Silicon Valley is much better, Uttermost Orange.
Yes.
I like Silicon Valley.
And
It's
very
like
truthful, very harsh in its way, too.
Yeah.
it's like assuming that like your grandparents are gonna make 1 million friends when they go to the old age home because they're all gonna be around the same age. You're from the same time period. You would all be friends. You would all like this.
You'll talk about how things used to be.
Yeah.
Back in my day, Thor was a guy.
Yeah.
Remember when candy cost only a penny?
What the
I
fuck, Joel?
remember.
All right, Joel, you have the most interesting story this week, probably. You're traveling, and
Yes.
and you're currently in a fishbowl with your web camera from garbage, and like you found a light in that one building you're in. I don't know what's going on. What is happening?
Well, you see, I'm staying in a very hip, trendy Victoria, British Columbia neighborhood, which means that, there's a lot of, wealth on one side and like hobo communities on the other. But they're like really happy, upbeat, like Disney hobos. They got like the broken top hats and the fingerless gloves, and they're singing while they're digging
They
for
have
cans.
bindles and
Yeah,
you
call
have
those
chimney
shanty
sweepers
towns.
like doing the chimney sweep dance.
That's
green
literally
suit
what they're doing.
made of shoes.
I went to a place last night called Bin 4. I'm like, oh, hey, a greasy spoon burger place. That'll be nice. That's me. I go in there, like, would you like to see our wine list, sir? And I'm like, where am I? What is this place?
It's like when you were in New York and you were like, I don't understand how this works.
It's
Yeah.
true. And I'm like, man, this is totally the Portland of Canada. Then I looked at a map and I'm like, oh, Portland's only like 90 minutes away. That's why. I'm in
Oh,
that
are you
part.
are you on the west side of Canada?
I'm on Benny's time zone now. I'm on Colorado time finally.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a whole thing. I fed seals. If people go to my Twitter page, you can see a thing where I fed seals for the first time. That
Why
was
are
kind
you
of
here?
amazing.
What's the reason you're on this side of Canada?
I have family out this way. It was about time to come and visit them. That's about it.
Oh, dude,
Man,
I
I
never
want
gonna
your
talk to my
job to
friends.
just be like, I'm just going to go to the other side of this country for no reason.
Yeah.
It's funny when a bunch of people threatened after the election, man, I'm moving to Canada. Me who lives in Canada is like, man, I'm going to another end of Canada. I'm
Isn't it
moving
like
even
ridiculously difficult to become a Canadian citizen?
now more than ever is it more difficult to become a Canadian. I felt so bad having to break that to so many people who follow me on Twitter who were asking me like actual, real, honest immigration questions. And I'm like, ooh, I hate to be this.
Okay, you know what? I love the idiots. I'm just going to call them goddamn fucking idiots who are like, oh, my president wasn't elected. I'm moving to Canada. Yeah, because that's it. It's like moving states. You just put your stuff in a car and you drive over the border and that's it. You're in Canada. That's how that works. There's no immigration laws or things you have to do or visas you have to fill out or...
Oh, yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
fuck it, let's
Tests
just
you
move to
have to take.
Canada.
And that being said, if you just
So-
want to marry a Canadian citizen, well, then you just get it right there. But
Joel,
I mean,
will you marry me?
Barn, depends. What kind of dowry do I get in this situation? What will our wedding be like? Because I think if we work this scam just right, we can get a lot of stuff out
We
of
could
all
do a Star Wars wedding. You can be Leia.
dude, man. Star Wars wedding. You had me at
That
Star
would be
Wars.
amazing. Go,
What?
go, like I would love to see Joel dressed with like those bun things on the side of his head. That'd be amazing.
What would the cake
Very
be
sweet.
though? Because that's really important.
That's the
But no,
most
it-
important thing.
Yeah, it's just so funny the amount of people that like once that without we're not gonna go super political. I already saw Sal's face like, please don't talk politics.
Don't do that.
We gotta.
I'm imagining you guys are super sick of it. I don't even live in your country.
I'm
and
so
all
tired of it.
based-
I am. Like the problem is like neither candidate was a good candidate. Just that's the fact of the matter. Like no matter who we got, it was gonna be the other side is gonna be pissed the fuck off. I love the people who are protesting and wanting him removed from office. Like that's how democracy works. Yes, because you can just protest it, it's removed. You know, it's like it's so retarded. It's like, look, we got him. He's gonna suck. Let's just deal with it for 4 years to the best of our ability. And if he really sucks, he'll be gone in 4 years. Welcome to democracy. That's how it works. You know?
Yeah. People are like, we should exercise term limits. Like, yeah, they're called elections.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's just, people just freaking the fuck out. And I get the argument against it. I get the argument for them, and I've heard all of it. And there's people being stupid, like, well, I'm going to move to Canada. Or, you know, like, I'm just not going to listen to his laws. Okay, yeah, I'll see how that works out for you. You know, like.
Be like those sovereign citizen guys.
It's the same argument I had when I was in the fucking military, and everyone's like, oh, the military sucks, I just want to get out now. Like, or you just man the fuck up, deal with the shit we've gotten ourselves into, and it'll be over, and you move on. And that's the
Holy
end.
cow. Dude, it's $1.99 a month for 100 gigabytes of space on Google Drive.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I have that already.
Okay, so,
Rob,
getting
never stop
into
being
our.
I love
Never
that
stop being
segue, Rob. That was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
So getting into the actual topics of discussion for today, because this is a geek culture podcast, not a
No,
political podcast.
no, we're gonna talk politics, man. Let's get totally right wing, left wing. Who wants to be left wing? I'll be right wing.
People already know what side I'm on. Mr. Green Arrow is my favorite hero.
Green Arrow.
Okay, hold on.
Green
Okay,
Arrow.
before we go topics, I do have to clarify something with Joel. You realize Green Arrow is not a political stance, right?
It's my
Yeah, he represents the
stance.
Green Party.
I head up the new Green Arrow party. You can join.
That is not a political stance. You're like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, you're like, I'm Green Arrow. Oh, well, I'm Batman stance. I mean,
But
No,
who's
dude,
writing Batman? Because if it's Frank Miller Batman,
I'm
then-
voting that we all dress up as vigilantes and beat the fuck out of people. I mean,
Cool.
Dude, I do not
Bad.
see a problem with that.
This will
see no
only end
issue,
well.
sounds like I'd go with Superman when he sided with the president. You know?
I don't. Yeah, I don't think
That was
so.
a weird Superman.
I don't think so. Sounds like I don't think so.
No,
Yeah, not that one.
I'm with Cap. I'm with Hydra Cap. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
What about
I'm so
Aquaman?
down
Does
with
that
Hydra
technically
Cap.
mean
Wait,
you're
wait.
for
I think
monarchy?
I think I just said that I'm with the Nazis. I think that's basically what I just.
But he's a kindler, gentler sort of Nazi, is what he is. Because he's like, I want to make
the
Hydra
good
great.
Nazis. What the fuck is wrong with you, Joel?
I know, right? Dude, what's up with that story, man?
Sal's
God,
more
I
interested in his
uploaded the
hand in the
wrong
podcast
file.
now. It's time to get on the topic. All right, I guess what was the first one on this list? Because I got it way up here.
I don't
You
know.
ever
I don't
upload the
have it.
wrong? You ever upload the wrong file to the server for your guys?
Okay, so Rob's now in his own world again. Let's go.
Yep,
I'll look
yeah.
for the topics.
The first thing is that Telltale is making a game for, or is making a Guardians of the Galaxy game. All right, I don't know how I
Okay,
feel
if it's
about
as
this.
bad
I
as
feel like-
Batman, I'm gonna be pissed because I'm gonna say it right the fuck now. I was super excited about the goddamn Batman comic. Then they were like,
I don't
"We're
think
gonna
it was
explore the
bad.
life of Bruce Wayne," and I'm like, "That's not what I want. I don't give a crap about Bruce Wayne." When I spent an hour walking around trying to get Selena in bed, which, by the way, go check out my Let's Play. Totally got Selena in bed. But anyway, when I spent an
Well, good
hour
argument.
basically trying to get Selena in bed and be friends with goddamn Harvey, I just want to punch something. Just want to punch something.
Dude, Selena
Wait,
Kyle, she's so easy, man. Like you feed her some catnip, man, she's all ready to go. Like,
I mean,
Wait, did I miss the new Batman? Is there a new Batman?
Yeah, there's an episode 3, and if you've been going with Selena the whole time, you can actually get her in bed.
Oh.
And then you
That's
have an
good to know.
awkward like hit the button to remove her bra, that kind of weird Telltale shit.
Really?
Yeah,
Dude, that's David Cage level of shit.
Sweet. It's like Leisure Suit Larry.
yeah, it is. But no, it's like as much as I love the game, I hate it too because I'm sitting there like yawning and bored because I'm like I don't give a shit about Bruce Wayne anymore. Like there's a reason why there is no comic Bruce Wayne secretly Batman. There's Batman where Bruce Wayne is there for a couple of pages.
Well, it's
Yeah.
like combat has always been a thing for those games. Walking Dead did it right because you were just a normal person. It happened in quick spurts and anything could kill you. It's hard for Batman, who by all rights should be able to handle every situation because he's a kung fu master with all
Right.
sorts of amazing tech. So they downplayed the action a bit.
I don't even give a
Okay.
crap about the action. I would rather play Detective Batman. Those segments were fine and fun. What I don't like is the Bruce Wayne's gonna have a seat at the cafe and chat with Harvey and Selena.
Oh my god.
Bruce Wayne
that
is now
seems-
going to go talk to Alfred and decide what he's going to do. Bruce Wayne's going to have a party, and we're going to spend 30 minutes where he tries to tell Vicky Vale off. Then he's going to go talk with Oswald Cobblepot, and then he's going to go. It's like you spend 2/3 of the game as Bruce Wayne doing stupid, mundane, boring shit, and all you need to do
Yeah,
is
but
give
they
me some
have, like,
Batman
plot.
detective shit. Batman
they don't
VR
really-
had no fighting, and I loved it.
That's cool.
yeah, but it also turned out that you killed everybody at the end of the game too. So you know,
Spoilers, Rob.
Jeez,
dude,
man.
if you don't know the spoilers by now for one of the most anticipated games of all time, then that's on you.
Just putting that
don't know what
goalpost
to
right
tell you.
there, most anticipated of all time.
Yeah, really. The
Dude,
hour-long
a
Batman
virtual
VR
reality
game. Rob's
Batman
like,
game.
anticipated ever.
Yeah,
Fuck the new Call of Duty.
one of the most
Batman
anticipated
VR.
games of all time.
The greatest human achievement since fire.
Yeah, like Oh, Joel, I don't like you anymore.
Join the club. There's jackets.
Anyway, but I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy, I love the humor there, and I feel like if they can kind of get more the humor side, kind of like the Borderlands games did, I think it could be a fun time. Because I think that's part of the problem that I have with the Bruce Wayne segments. He's so serious and so emo about his parents every 5 minutes. It's just kind of a situation of, okay, I get it, Bruce Wayne's always troubled and has a troubled past, and can I just go to be Batman? I want to be Batman. I don't want to deal with this, you know?
Well, the issue is that Batman's so fast-paced. That was kind of the question. Like Batman's better as a VR game than I think it is as like a Telltale game. Like, is it because you want to like see yourself, you know, swinging from buildings and be Batman, exactly, like beating guys up. I don't think it really works with Telltale because it's too fast. Like that was one of the issues I had. I had to take a break from it because it's like you got to click this, then click that, then click E, then click control, and then like you got to switch back and forth so fast.
You couldn't keep up with the Telltale game, Rob?
I could, like, not at first. I mean, I had.
If you were anyone else, I'd be like, you're not a gamer. Like, if you were Sal, I'd be like, you just can't play games. But you're like the best guy out of all of our reactionary games that we play.
Yeah, but not something like that. Well, plus I have to be in the mind frame for. Man, don't judge me.
You're the guy that goes like 64-1 in Call of Duty, but you can't press E when they tell you.
Don't give me a hard time. Right.
Rob is a rebel. He won't press E just because you tell him to press E.
Yeah, I press E when I want to press E. You can't tell me what to do.
You're very presumptuous, Telltale.
You're not the king of me.
Rob is like god of shooters. If you ever want to do well in a shooter, you grab Rob, but he can't press fucking E.
No, you don't either. I'm not that good.
On the upside for this, Benny, at least with the Guardians of the Galaxy, they're only ever the Guardians of the Galaxy. They don't have any alternate ghosts they have to deal with.
We're not gonna have like an hour-long Peter Quill moment where he goes home.
I will say, I gotta say, hopefully the Guardians of the Galaxy game, since it's gonna be like, I'm sure movie themed, but it's also gonna be like published by Marvel. I'm hoping that they'll be like, oh, well, because it's a video game, we have access to the entire Marvel universe. So, like, we can reference Galactus and Uatu and everything like that. Like, we can do all that stuff. It'll be a complete Marvel, like, galaxy kind of thing. So you can really, like, explore it a little bit more, which I'm hoping.
Yeah. Everyone's making fun of you, Rob.
Yeah, well, you know what, guys, members of the Rob Corps, I thought you guys were in my corner. I thought you guys were my friends.
You haven't Periscoped recently. They're upset.
I have not. I've been busy today. I haven't had time.
All right. I mean, I'm excited about it. I'll check it out. We'll definitely be streaming it on the gaming channel. What do we have a date on that when it comes out?
I don't think so. I think they just kind of said they're doing it. Like it's a game that will be coming at some point, but I don't think they have a date.
And even then, they didn't fully confirm Guardians of the Galaxy. Everyone is just pretty damn certain that it's going to be Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
Yeah, here's a good question. I'll take 2 seconds to rant about this one. The DC Legends app game, guys. I was so irritated because Angry Joe decided to say it was the biggest ripoff ever, and the dude didn't fucking play it. Like he gets to pass the tutorial and he's like, store, you have to buy heroes. No, you fucking don't. It's like every other goddamn game like this where all you have to do is go farm it. Yeah, it's a grind, but so is every other phone game. It's grind or money. There's no, it's a totally normal game that you can just optionally play. I play 3 of these style games. Here's DC Legends. I play 3 of these. I play this, Summoner's War, and Dungeon Link. The other 2 are humongously popular, and in all of them, you literally grind for 5 to 6 hours, or you pay money. There's no fucking game not like that. And he sits there and he goes into the store and he's like, wow, it's actually a really good one. It's Wonder Woman. Anyway, he's like, you gotta pay $100 to get a fully leveled up and legendary version of a superhero. And I'm like, are you fucking stupid? Yes, you do, but so do you in all the other games. Or you just spend time playing the game and you unlock them and go ahead and farm them that way like you do in every other goddamn app game. The game's fun, by the way. I'm just saying that.
Just want to stress that it is fun.
I'm actually really far along in it, and I have spent $0. Oh, that's a lie. I did spend $20 for the starter kit to give you Joker and Harley Quinn. I was like, fuck that. I want that. But like here's all my heroes for those guys who are playing it, and I definitely have not spent more than $20 to get Harley Quinn and Joker.
Nice.
So like, I I hate people that are like, oh, it's got a goddamn store in it. My free fucking game has a goddamn store in it. Don't spend a fucking dime. Go over there and just fucking play the game. And how are you gonna rant and go crazy about spending money in a game when you could just go grind? What is wrong with you? You're gonna spend 20 minutes ranting about the store and not even playing the fucking game? And he did. 20 minutes he stood there in the store complaining about it. I was so fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
It's fun though, and yeah, everyone's like, Angry Joe pisses me off. He nitpicks so much, and honestly, I every time that he doesn't do one of his super like giant reviews, I feel like he doesn't do his research, like on the DC Legends, where he started it up for the first time on the stream and then complained about the store for 20 minutes, whatever. Oh, I'm mad because Angry Joe has a humongous presence in the gaming community, and to not take your time to actually research the game and then just rant about it and how you think it's horrendous and a ripoff. Every fucking app game has like $100 purchase option.
Yeah.
Every single one of them. Don't spend it.
Yeah, it's why I don't play app games, because I know what I'm getting into.
Fee to pay, man.
So, sorry about that. I know Sal's like, can we just stop talking about fucking video games for 5 minutes?
I like comics. Talk about comics. Damn it.
I thought we were on a comic book podcast. Benny's ranting about DC Legends, and we're talking about the QuickTime games. And
Okay, so hold on. So, okay, maybe I'm wrong about this. DC and Frank Cho Wonder Woman.
This is a long story. So apparently Frank Cho has taken some time off, and we talked about this on the poll last week, from being, a work for hire artist to basically just trolling people. And he gave an interview where they're like, so Frank, what are you working on next? Like, yeah, I'm working on a Wonder Woman book, yeah, I pitched it to DC and they loved it. And we're not doing another origin like all those other stories, and we're not dealing with all that pesky gender stuff. It's going to be my book and they're going to love it. Only for DC to come out and be like, no, Frank, none of that never happened. What are you talking about, Frank? Shut up. And he's just like, haha, I got you again.
oh, so it's all fake?
Yes.
It's
so
all
Frank,
fake.
Yep. That's
Sweet.
That's what he's up to these days.
Okay.
That's
well,
awesome.
Wow.
I mean,
Great
there's not
topic.
much else to say about it. Like, okay, it's not happening.
It's not a thing. We thought it was a thing, only for DC to come in and go, no, that's not.
Well,
a
that's
thing
what I
at all."
mean. Like, and I found that weird because I'm like, Greg Rucka's run's really good. I finally did sit down and read the issues in the appropriate order they're supposed to be read to get you a full story, and it's a really good story. I still stand I stand by my complaint that this whole 2 stories happening in a month thing is just confusing.
Yeah, I think it should have just been 6 and 6.
Well, I think what they should have done was make Wonder Woman a monthly series and then do a separate book titled Wonder Woman Year 1 on the other weeks and just make them 2 different books. I don't know why.
Dude,
it's
that
in
would
one
work
book.
perfect.
Yeah. Because then you would clearly be like, okay, we have 2 Wonder Woman books written by the same guy. Problem
Maybe-
solved.
Or just
Maybe they
replace them
were
at the same
afraid.
time.
Yeah.
Maybe they were afraid too, because again, as much as I think Frank Cho's being a bit of a jerk on this, when he does have a point in saying that every other Wonder Woman story we've seen so far has been an origin. They retold it in Bombshells, they retold it in Legends of Wonder Woman, they told it in Sensations Comics, and even that new Earth 3 volume whatever thing from Morrison. That was another one they did that was another origin.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they didn't want to split it because they're like, no, just roll that into the book because we can't have another one.
Hold on. We got a subscriber, Mr. Review. Sploosh.
We're getting a lot of subscribers today.
I missed out on a sub. I can't miss out on a sub. The weekly poll, the fans caught me. They were like, Rob, what are you doing, man?
You dropped the ball, man.
Side note, I am loving the Angry Joe fans being like, shots fired, man. You better prepare your butthole for the Angry Joe fans.
Don't they call themselves the
YouTube.
Angry Joe Army?
Yeah, it's the Angry Joe army, yeah.
Like the Kiss Army.
that's why
I don't make videos about video games that are on the comic channel, guys. So if I do make one, it'll be an eligible monster, and like 10,000 people will see it, and that'll be it.
Wow, that's an interesting drawing. No, I mean, right now, I wanted to go in chronology. So, I care about Wonder Woman's new origin now. That's what I want to read right now is her new origin. And then I want to worry about year 1. I mean, that's what,
Well, they're going to find, supposedly the next issue, I haven't read it yet. It's the one from last week. I think it's in there. But it says, that's the reveal. Did they finally reveal what's going on, or has nobody caught up with it like me?
No,
as far as I know, it's not going to be until December that they finish everything. Or are you talking about her origin story?
No. The story right now where they're like, oh, your history's wrong and they can't find Themyscira.
Yeah.
They said the next issue was going to reveal what's going on, and I think that's the one.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So 11 is going to reveal it.
Oh, so 10 didn't reveal it?
No, 10 didn't. 10 was another story in the past. It was another year one, although it did a nice job of linking everything together, the story in the past and the story in the future, by basically saying, hey, you've been fighting the same enemy this whole time, basically.
Holy shit! For the record, Wonder Woman issue 15 cover is released. I'm seeing it on pre-order, and she's in a straitjacket.
Ooh.
What?
Yeah. So that'll be interesting.
Gonna throw her in the asylum right next to Psycho Pirate.
So
be like, you remember
I can tell you what's going to happen. Issue 11 is going to come out. She's going to reveal what's going on. She's going to try to tell everyone. They're all going to think she's crazy and throw her in the asylum.
Yeah.
Wow. Wouldn't that be one of the coolest things?
Like, miss a sub. I never said I never miss a sub. I don't look at the thing. I don't look at you guys in the chat that often. Sorry. I love you all, but there's 500 of you.
I wouldn't be surprised if Greg Rucka, like, if they did that, if they were like Wonder Woman's the first one to learn what's going on behind the scenes outside of Wally West, and then like she just gets locked away for being insane, like they just call her insane for it. Like that would be interesting.
Blue man in the sky.
Blue man in the sky with that weird symbol on his head. All right, so
so wait, what's up? Okay, so Harley Quinn. Luke Cage writer is going to helm the Elektra comic.
Yes, there's a brand new Elektra comic that's going to be coming out. She's wearing her TV show costume because of course she is.
I don't give a fuck attitude.
Well, here's the thing. Maybe
when has Elektra ever mattered? Other than the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie, which is incredible.
Oh yeah, she mattered when Bullseye killed her. I mean,
I like the previous run. This is going to be part of a bigger Daredevil storyline called Running with the Devil that will run in Daredevil number 17, that new Kingpin book, that new Bullseye book, which we now know is a mini-series, and now this Elektra book, that this is all together now.
So why did they try to make that whole universe a thing again? Because those comics have never sold well.
We haven't seen Elektra in a Daredevil book for a while, so it's kind of cool to see her finally interacting with Matt. Because like the only time
she was literally in it like 2 issues ago or 3 issues.
Yeah, she was in the newest run.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, so it's like she was just in it.
Well, there you have it.
I'm assuming you're not reading Charles Soule run, then, are you?
No, I don't like Charles Soule's writing, so I don't read it.
Aw.
Well, she did just pop up. I actually stopped reading after the issue where she popped up, but she attacked Matt, basically claiming that he had hit her baby from her.
Yes.
And that's when I stopped reading. I'm like, I'm done. I don't like where this is going.
Well, did you eventually find out where it went from there?
No, I didn't go back into it. I haven't even bought the issues since then.
What we find out is that someone had actually manipulated Elektra's mind. It's like, you never had a kid. Someone's been tricking you into attacking Daredevil now. And she's like, this is horrible. And then it got on an extra level because everyone still can't remember that Daredevil and Matt Murdock are the same person. Right. So Elektra's mind is all messed up because she remembers all these adventures she's had with Daredevil and Matt Murdock, but doesn't know they're the same. So she's trying to, justify that in her head, and it's clearly making her freak out a bit.
Okay.
Yeah. And then she went away.
And then she went away.
and then she went away, but now she's getting her own book.
Well, the only time I ever felt...
We'll care. I don't know. And that awkward silence.
Yeah. All right, so I just want to make sure everybody was done before I said anything.
Did Rob just bait us?
All right, so no. So the only time I found Elektra to be like super cool was the hand. What was it, like Akira Yoshida, whoever it was that wrote it, and that one dealt with like the origin of the hand. Like that's why I enjoyed that. But aside from that, I was just kind of like, well, I mean, I'm not really too worried about it. So.
Yeah.
But
all
right. So anyway,
about Elektra. Although I do like Jennifer Garner as Elektra. I mean, that movie was incredible. Her solo flick.
She was an attractive Elektra. She was going to be good.
All
right. Harley Quinn solo movies get Bumblebee's screenwriter.
Okay, you got to explain that one because I don't even know what the fuck's going on there.
Okay, so remember Margot Robbie said that she wanted to develop a solo Harley Quinn movie and that she was pushing this herself much in the same way Ryan Reynolds was pushing Deadpool. Well, now that movie has a writer finally attached to it, and that is the same lady who's going to be writing the Bumblebee spin-off movie from the Transformers series. So apparently, if in Hollywood
the guy
you
that
need
can't talk in the Transformers is getting a movie?
Yes. Oh,
hey, man,
a whole
talks
Transformers universe now.
Oh, too bad. Wow. Well, who knows if that even actually materializes?
Exactly. Same with this Harley Quinn thing, if it even happens.
Yeah.
I mean, I would not go see a Transformers movie about a guy that talks using commercials and radio stations.
Nope,
I would not go.
That'll get old 30 minutes in when he's the main character. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Pass it on.
I don't want to hear blips from George Clooney. Like I don't want to hear that stuff. So I will not go see that. Wow, Joel, you really picked a funny article. Okay. Oh no, I'm excited about this. All right.
So moving on to the one after it, then.
Yes.
We're not even going to talk about the validity of a Harley Quinn movie. Like, she was one of the only things people liked from Suicide Squad, so it makes sense they would run with her.
What validity is there? It's going to happen. We know it's going to happen. Even if it takes 5 to 10 years, it will happen because of the popularity of Harley Quinn. That's it. That's literally, we know it's
She
going.
sold a lot of Daddy's Little Monster shirts. I saw a lot of those this Halloween.
Tons of kids love her. Tons of adults love her. She's got like 4 books running right now. She's successful in the comics. She's the best part of that movie. She's getting a movie. Like, that's going to happen.
Yep.
I hope they make it a road movie. I hope they include Poison Ivy, and I hope it's like them driving across Gotham trying to get to like Mexico or something.
No, that would be cool. Like, give me the Harley Quinn, like Poison Ivy romance. Like, give me that. Like,
oh
just
yeah,
like
they solidified that in the movies.
Dude, like the Thelma, like give me a Thelma and Louise.
You want to sell a
Harley
billion
Quinn and
tickets?
Poison
You
Ivy
do
movie.
that.
No, that's
You don't do that. You have one scene where they hint at it and you put it in the trailer.
Yeah, do like they did in the comics for 15 years. Just be like, well, I mean, maybe they are. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Now they're moving in together, so it's getting very hard to be like, maybe they are. No,
they confirmed that in the first run of the New 52. They were like, yeah, they're together.
No, they're still not officially together. Because in the latest issues of Harley Quinn,
the writers came out and were like, yeah, they're
oh yeah, but as I've said before, just because the writers say it doesn't mean it's legit. It has to be approved by the heads up and get in print. But in the latest issues, they are officially Harley Quinn invited Poison Ivy to move in with her. Poison Ivy actually said yes, maybe they're going on a vacation to see if they can live with each other.
Right.
Wow. So what's it going to take to confirm the two of them together? Like, they just have to say their vows? Do we need a wedding, like the wedding of? Dude, I would read the shit out of that comic.
Well, no, technically, at the beginning of the New 52, we were riding off of the Gotham Sirens run, which basically was there was like a 3-way thing going on of Poison Ivy, Catwoman, and Harley. So, like at that time, we had no confirmation of who, but it looks like it's Harley and Poison Ivy. Can we check our sources on that, Joel? Joel, what sources do we have on the lesbian relationship between Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy?
Well, like you said, they are moving in together, which, makes a strong statement. But at the same time, Poison Ivy will say stuff to other people like, my own sexuality is very complex. I'm happy when Harley is happy. We're happy when we live together. So, we can see other people and I can see other plants or whatever. It's very modern. It's very 2016, our relationship.
I mean, bear in mind, Poison Ivy just had a miniseries in which she had 3 kids of her own.
Yeah.
Just... on her own.
Hold on, Poison Ivy's a single mom?
She's a single, no, those 3 kids died at the end of the series, so.
Oh, that sucks.
Single mom doing it for herself in the big city. She's going to make it world.
That was, for the record, that was the weirdest miniseries ever, because it was like, oh, now she's going to be Dr. Ivy again. And you're like, wait, no one remembers that she's Poison goddamn Ivy?
Remember that chick with the red hair and like the plant skin that was killing people? It's like... Because I remember her. Like she's right. She's that person right there.
No. That girl has blonde hair and glasses. That's not her.
Yeah, that can't be her. Well, even though they have the same face and they work in the same field. No way.
That's the thing that always cracked me up about comic books. Like Clark Kent puts it's like Lois Lane had to tell the world that Clark Kent's Superman, and the only thing that separated them from knowing that was glasses. Man, if I was in the DC world, I'd be like, I know you. You're Superman.
You're Superman. I love how Rob became so southern for that. I know you. You Superman.
You're Superman.
You that super fella.
Well, it's like the Batman thing. It's like Batman's whole jaw is exposed. There's tons of pictures of him, and it's like, but no one can figure out that he's Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, just put your hand up. Just be like that. I would just walk around like that.
He doesn't just wear glasses. He affects a whole personality.
The whole character that he does.
He does a whole thing. He hunches. He does a voice. He does a whole.
Okay, fine. We'll get rid of that. Explain to me Hal Jordan. Because he's cocky as Hal Jordan.
There's no excuse. He's wearing the effect of sunglasses. There's no excuse for that.
His hair's the same, attitude's the same. He flies.
Yeah, hair build and like Rogues Gallery and Friends are all the exact same. I mean, like, no.
I'm not me. I'm not Hal Jordan.
Wow.
I mean, to be fair though, I mean, like, Batman spends trillions of dollars a month. There's no way that everyone wouldn't be like, okay, so you operate mainly in Gotham and you have like a gazillion dollars. You could either be Magic or Bruce Wayne.
That's what I mean. Like, I will accept the argument that Superman does the persona, and you can believe, like, okay, he's a mild-mannered reporter. He's no way that he's Superman, you know?
Yeah, he's just like he's not like a TV reporter. Although in the 70s he was a TV reporter, but like Clark Kent is a name on a byline. He's not like a guy that is like in the public view. If someone says like Clark Kent is Superman, they're like it's like when someone says Peter Parker is Spider-Man, they should go, who the hell is Peter?
Well, I mean, the best line ever is when Lex Luthor took over Flash's body in Justice League Unlimited,
that one.
and he's like, "All right, finally, I'll know who this is. Who the hell is this?"
Yeah, I have no idea. Who
I always
is.
like Grant Morrison's take on it, and that is that Batman spends his nights actually going into the superhero forums and chat rooms, sending out misinformation, being like, well, I think Gordon has an army of Batman who all dress up. Well, I think it's a robot. I think he's a bat creature.
Actually, you know what? Uncle Scar, I guess we'll go with that. Uncle Scar says that he asked, is Hal Jordan's identity secret? Actually, I don't think it is anymore. I think he's just, I'm Hal Jordan, guys, whatever.
I think it's just the fact that like Hal Jordan doesn't identify himself as Hal Jordan when he's being Green Lantern.
Yeah.
He's, Wonder Woman's not like Hal. She's just like Lantern. It's just that's
No, actually, you know what? It is secret because in the latest Green Lanterns, where they were doing the backstory of the Phantom Ring and the guy who's going to wield it, he explained when all the other lanterns are picked, and he had no idea who they were or their backstory, so he wouldn't know like how come they got picked.
right.
So yeah, no. So as odd as it is, it's currently secret.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, like, yeah.
Because otherwise he'd be
Also
like,
felt-
oh,
also
the
felt
first
bad
ring
for
went to
that
the
guy,
Hal
too.
Jordan guy who happens to be a test pilot. Now that makes sense. Because the whole entire plot was he doesn't know who they really are, so he doesn't know what they did to get picked for the ring.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. It was kind of messed up too, because like that ring friend zone that dude. He was like, "Hey man, you want to go out?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, man. Like I'd love to go out. Like does Friday night work?" He's like, "Actually, I've got plans," and then just zoomed off. That ring left him hanging.
But I have a feeling Hal Jordan's the kind of guy that if you found out his identity, he just wouldn't give a fuck. He'd be like,
Yeah. He'd be like,
"Oh no,
"Oh,
I am
no."
Hal Jordan. Don't worry about it."
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I want to put you in a green box. I'm going to send you off to the far side of the universe. How about that?
Trevia has
you
a
found
better one than him. John Stewart. He just has green eyes.
Yeah, he doesn't even wear a mask. He doesn't even care.
Guy Gardner's the same way, but no one knows. Wait, isn't that
Well,
that
nobody
annoying
cares.
guy?
You know why the Lanterns wouldn't care? Because they'd be like, oh no, you found out my secret identity. Guess I'll have to go up into space now and not come back.
Is that why they
Exactly.
never go to Earth and the only ones on Earth have a mask? Simon Paz and Jessica Cruz.
Yeah,
Oh no,
probably.
they found out who I am. Better leave the planet.
Yeah, just wait for people to think I'm dead, and then I'll just come back later.
It's a
Just
good
leave- just
scam
leave
they
the
got
whole-
running.
Jesus.
I feel like Hal does that
Oh,
when his
man.
rent is due. Hey, Jordan, you owe me for rent. Oh, better go to space again and not come back.
They've gone over that before where he comes back to a stack of bills because he hasn't paid them. You'd think that he'd have
Oh, man.
like auto debit set up or something at that point.
Yeah.
Auto pay.
Is he still pulling a salary anymore?
Yeah, I was gonna say, how does he even pay that?
Just use this Green Lantern ring.
We're really poking holes in the Green Lantern mythology here. I'm saying.
Yeah.
Man,
Poor Lantern. Anyway.
you can just go to Kyle
You know what Hal
Rayner and
does?
just be like,
Hal asks his
Kyle
buddy
Rayner,
Ollie
I need
for a loan is what he does.
Jessica
That's
has a
awesome.
mask. Jessica has the lantern symbol over her eye. That counts
That's
as like
like the worst thing ever.
that's like a
Can I just
Phantom of
say
the
that?
Opera
Like,
mask.
I
I'm
think
surprised
that I
nobody's
think that
cosplayed today.
stupid lantern, that like lantern tattoo was really dumb.
It's like Fate
I
from
think it's
Dr.
cool.
Fate,
I
remember?
like it.
Yeah, I think it's kind of
Okay.
There you go.
Remember Fate,
Fred
the 90s,
Bushi says he's
Dr.
getting
Fate?
military
Yeah, one, too.
stipends. That's what he's getting.
That's fair.
Oh,
Okay,
I like
but
that.
well, let me ask you this one then, because that'll work for John and Hal. What's Guy doing? Because he got fired.
Yeah, guy's just stealing from people. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He's stealing car stereos.
Guy is
He's-
using the ring to make it look like he's paying people, and then he turns it off when he leaves.
or Kyle. Kyle's just an artist who always goes back to his same apartment.
Yep, he goes to his crappy apartment.
He's getting residuals from something.
Maybe the Green Lanterns pay. Maybe the Lantern Corps works out what your planet's currency is and gives you
Yeah.
like a check.
That's
Or
My
maybe-
guess is
okay,
that,
I want to see that story. I want to see somebody become a Green Lantern, and the person's like, all right, first things first, does this pay? And the Guardians of the Universe are like, no, dude, like you do it for the honor. He's like, no, man, I can't. No, I can't."
Okay, well then pass.
Maybe
one
they use
pays?
the ring to make money, pay the bill, and then you just warp it away.
Yeah.
And then it's the
That's fair.
bank's fault.
That's
Oh,
it.
I don't know why it's missing. I don't
Now my
I
guess
gave him,
is
I gave him the
at
money.
least
I was on camera.
having known knowing so many artists, my guess is that Kyle Rayner just like does a lot of hentai commissions.
Oh yeah, at all the cons.
We're adding such crazy backstory to this.
Oh, he's
so Guy Gardner steals for his rent. Kyle Rayner is doing hentai commissions.
Yep.
We're gonna say John and Hal are getting stipends, veterans pay from the military, so they're fine.
That sounds like a comic to me. It's a one shot.
Kyle is an artist. Maybe he has an amazing Patreon thing going. Maybe that's why it feels like.
Kyle Rayner's Patreon.
Yeah,
I'd throw him $5.
He's like, hey, thanks so much, you guys. Listen, also, I'm a Green Lantern, so you're gonna want to.
Actually, maybe that's it. Maybe Kyle just comes out. He's like, because I think everyone knows Kyle. No, Kyle's got a mask. I mean, no one knows.
He's got a mask too. He has the biggest mask.
What about Alan Scott? He doesn't exist right now, so we're gonna ignore his situation.
What about Alan Scott?
But plus, Alan Scott was magic, so
Yeah.
He can make money.
Yeah.
Abracadabra.
Maybe we should do this weekly. We should just go over how individual superheroes pay their rent.
I like it. I like it a lot, actually.
That is cool.
I mean, wasn't there a point at one point where the Justice League was giving the Justice League members paychecks? I thought there was some storyline for that.
The Avengers used to pay money. I don't know about the Justice League. I assumed they never paid a check. I assume that everything the Justice League does is just paid out of the Wayne slush fund.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Yeah, well, so basically, in the Justice League, you get no money, but you get a cool clubhouse up in space.
Exactly, which I think you can crash there if you have no place to live.
Exactly, like if
that's why Cyborg stays there, because Cyborg's broke.
Yeah,
he got no money, man.
Damn it, Victory's raiding the fridge again. That clearly has my name on it.
He just turns off. He's just like, all right, well, good night.
Dude, oh no, Joel, I want to see that story. I want to see that story where like Batman's just like screaming at Cyborg. Superman walks in, he's like, "What's going on?" And Hawkgirl's like, "Cyborg ate Batman's dinner. It had my name on the box, Victor."
God damn it, Victor! I had to go to China to get legit Chinese food.
Yeah.
I like this idea a lot. Let's make this a segment. Because then you have characters who have had lots of jobs. Like Wonder Woman had a company for a bit, didn't she? And then she was like a delegate between the Amazon island and Man's World, so she was a politician.
But Wonder Woman could just go back to Themyscira and grab like bags of gold. Problem solved.
Yeah, that's probably more likely.
Is Wonder Woman raiding the vaults again? Well, yeah, she has to buy dinner for Clark.
Who ate my leftovers? Yeah, I'd love to see that Superman just come flying in, just pissed off. He was like, "Who ate my leftovers?"
It was apple pie, just like
the more. Well, you know what I was gonna say. The more obscure ones you'd have to really be going into would be like Red Hood, where he's like on his own, but he would just steal. I just steals.
He's stealing wallets all over.
That. Like in the Winnick book, he just takes from the people he murders.
Yeah,
Punisher style.
Yeah,
that's how he makes his money. This was your drug money. Now it's my war on crime money.
Remember back in the day when they tried to actually give reasoning behind the superheroes paying bills? Where did that go? Like Peter Parker always had a panel where he was selling photos, so you would never question it.
Well, it depends on the type of character. Like they never showed you how Cloak and Dagger survived, but they did show you, because that wasn't an aspect of their character. It wasn't like two people need to eat and also fight crime. Like that's not their hook. With Peter Parker, it's like, this is my life. Like I'm trying to be a human being and also be Spider-Man. So it's like we got to see him try and balance it out. And one of the big balance acts is paying for shit. So, that's a big source of story.
I mean, we always see the Flash working.
Yeah,
that's a big part of his personality. Like his job is like a big part of who he is as a character.
Yeah, well, his job's part of the story. So
yeah. Plus, he's faster than the speed of light. I mean, he can make it work.
He can do it all.
I outrun my hunger.
That's the one that always bothers me with the Flash. We never actually see him eat all this food he supposedly eats.
We used to see Impulse.
No, he does that.
Like all the kid Flashes are always like, my metabolism was off the fucking charts.
Yeah, he's like 15 years old, so he's got like a 15-year-old metabolism. Plus, he's the Flash, and it's just like
they're all making Shaggy from Scooby-Doo sandwiches.
And in the Spider-Man books, I remember what was it? They establish in like I think the 90s or whatever. He's like, my healing factor actually allows me to eat whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. So, like, I'll just eat a couple of burgers on the way out. And Mary Jane's like, there's no way that is good for you. Like, it doesn't matter that your body processes it.
Look,
like,
lady.
You need to eat well.
Look, lady, I have radioactive spider blood. I'm pretty sure nothing can kill me.
Look, lady, I'm going to kill you with my radioactive spider cum.
Oh.
Oh God, we're going to that story. All right, so moving on to our next actual
Joel went
topic
there.
that Joel was so excited for, and I derailed this into how do lanterns pay for money.
No, I love that you
I was
derailment.
actually
This was
really
one of the
excited
best
for it.
derailments.
So okay, what's the story of this Darth Maul comic? Is this gonna start going into his son? Is this gonna start like bringing back certain elements of the old stuff?
I like how Benny just totally hijacked the topic.
I'm asking you. These are the what I'm asking you because I really don't know
I was
anything.
running over topics and Benny just totally jacked it from me.
This will be in
I
continuity
appreciate it,
now.
Benny.
This
no
is
problem,
actually focusing on his training with Darth Sidious originally, which they technically already kind of told this story in Expanded Universe, but now they're telling it again to be part of continuity because Maul is important now. What with Clone Wars and now with what's going on in Rebels, he's actually still around and still a threat. So
Well, he's
there you
always
go.
been
A
a
guy who
fan
had
favorite.
2 lines in the movie is important.
Isn't he the only guy that everyone loved from Episode 1?
Yeah.
Well, that
Yeah.
is
No!
racing.
Yeah,
Pod
dude,
racing
that
was
fight
cool.
that fight between Darth Maul and Obi-Wan was amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Darth Maul was amazing, and so was pod racing. Those are the only 2 things I liked in that movie.
This is what I call
Bob-
I think I just gave Sal an aneurysm. Oh, do you know
I
what?
hate-
Jar Jar Binks was incredible, Sal.
Yeah, he was pretty
Yeah.
cool. The Jar Jar Binks thing, it's like everyone agrees Jar Jar Binks sucks.
Yeah.
If you say
He's
that,
a
you're
Sith
being
Lord.
hilarious. But no, like Darth Maul's stupid. He looks like he's the most obvious thing. It's like, oh, I need a bad guy. How about I make him look like the devil? Like it's the most obvious thing you can think of. And then he does nothing for the whole movie. He gets chopped in half. And then people are like, no, but he was really cool though. And then they made him into like a half spider guy, and they
Yeah,
was like,
sure
that was
did.
really cool too. And then they put him in that show that everyone hyped up to being better than it really is, and they were like, oh,
Wars.
Darth Maul's back, and the only thing that we all liked from those 3 movies, and it's like, Darth Maul's stupid. I'm sorry.
He's good in Rebels now because he's old as shit and cranky as
He should
shit
be
now.
freaking dead as shit because he was cut in half.
But Sith
Yeah, but he
magic
becomes
and
one
stuff.
with
No.
the Force.
Okay, you can't. No, because
How
like,
does
if you
Darth
were-
Maul still have sex with his lower half
He
gone?
doesn't because he's freaking half.
Is it like a robotic Darth Maul penis?
That would give no
Oh.
pleasure. He would just be murdering people with his Sith dick. It
I
would
have you now.
You'll have to ask Dave Filoni these questions, Benny. I'm sure
For
he'll
the
ask.
record, I think we just got our
Well,
clickbait title for this podcast. We discussed Darth Maul's Sith dick.
yeah.
Unlimited Sith
Dude,
dick.
you need to type it in all caps. How Darth Maul has sex. Like, just call it that.
With a hydraulic cock.
With a
That's why
hydraulic penis.
DNGN says that's why he's so angry. His junk don't work.
Yeah, you'd be mad too.
Yeah.
That's it, Dick.
And the dark side is fueled by anger, so you can never stop him.
Oh God.
Wow. Anyway, I'm very excited for this comic book series. I mean, Darth Maul was cool. I think some of like the video game Sith were better. Like Darth Nihilus. Darth Scion was really cool. Yeah, Revan was badass. Dude, they need to bring Revan back.
I don't
in some
think they're gonna
form
bring
or fashion.
Revan in. Revan's like so integrated into the Old Republic and all that crap. Is Old Republic still in canon to the universe
No.
now?
Probably
No.
not.
No? Okay.
I mean, geez,
But-
they brought Thrawn in, so I think it's open season on anybody at this
You
point.
will see Revan, no question. It's just a question of
When?
where. Probably the show.
Yeah.
Hey
I mean,
guys,
it'd be cool if like Revan was just, but like he's like I've been in the shadows for like the last 3,000 years. I've been alive. Whatever.
No way. They'll just be like, no, he's just around.
I can see it now. Hey guys, Ezra and friends fell into an evil Sith temple. Oh look, it belonged to Revan. Go visit.
Ezra's still alive.
Yeah.
I mean, keep in mind, like during the expanded Empire, Luke Skywalker fell to the dark side after he ran into Exar Kun's spirit. So I mean, like there's all kinds of possibilities there.
Were you talking about Dark Empire when he fell to the dark side when he was trying to infiltrate the
Sith temple?
Sith itself and try to
Yeah.
kill Emperor Palpatine's clone?
No. The
Oh,
one that
yeah,
I'm
I
talking
forgot
about.
about the
I don't think that was it. The one that I'm talking about was where he got trapped in a Sith temple,
Ah,
and then Exar Kun's spirit appeared to him and was like, the only way for you to get out is to embrace the dark side.
that was
No.
probably an heir to the Empire.
No, I'm thinking of it's one of the Keldroma. One of the Keldromas that I'm thinking of.
Okay.
I guess. I don't know. My
I will
knowledge on
say-
Star Wars is not what it used to be.
I will
No,
say
it
all
is
these
not.
Star Wars comics have been pretty solid so far, and Marvel's been putting the right people on them. So I'm excited for this Maul book. And again, it's going to be a mini series, so it's not going to run
I do
forever.
wait. I don't know about you guys, but I wait for each story arc to complete. I don't read them individually.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Me too. They're better
I
that
will
way.
say, I guarantee you, the coolest moments from that Darth Maul book will be full-page scans on r/comic books. So I don't have to worry about reading it. Because that's exactly what happened with that Darth Vader book. Every time there was something really cool, r/comics, here's the page.
He's doing cool shit again.
Yeah, I'm like,
Sal,
thanks.
do not support the pirate industry. Look at that face. All right.
Moving on then.
Awesome.
Do not watch Comics Explained muted so you can read the pages.
Thanks, Benny. Thank you, man. All right,
I will say I don't think either of you do that, but I do know that there are YouTube channels. Like YouTube has been recommending me a couple of horse shit.
I want to say
channels.
Darth Vader
hate
something
that.
or other is one of them.
Oh, Darth Vader 97.
Bruce Banner Hulk's another one that does it.
Yep.
I think he's on his
Digital
fourth
Comics
channel.
is another one.
Yeah, cool. What happens is they get shut down and they start up a third or fourth, fifth channel.
Yep.
Digital Comics really bugs me because he has like a PayPal link right there. Like, hey, if you want to give me some money, you can.
Why would I do that?
That's really disgusting, isn't it? I'm stealing other people's work and then asking for donations on top of it.
It's unbelievable. It's like, I'm already a thief by watching your show. Why would I give you money?
I've never wanted to be a snitch or a whistleblower more in my life. I suddenly become McCarthy on that. I'm like, I need to blow the whistle on somebody.
I'm gonna go
And there's nothing you can really do except because you're not the you're not the copyright claimant.
Exactly.
You got all these horseshit copyright claims all over the place. Like, why don't these people jump on these guys?
These actual thieves who are actually breaking the rules.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
I feel like I'm taking
no,
crazy
honestly,
pills
it does
here.
irritate me because I spend a lot of time making sure we fall under the fair use laws to the point where DC and Marvel are willing to work with us. But early on, when they didn't know who the fuck any of us were, we had to deal with them because they assumed we were these other guys just giving away whole comic books.
Yep.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Wow, somebody said, Rob, I have a sexy topless pic of you when I work out to inspire me to do better. Thanks.
Thanks.
All right.
That's kind of.
On that note,
Thanks.
who's excited about an Inhumans show?
Oh,
More
they're actually
than a
making
human
a
show.
smart move with this. I think they're making a very, very smart move with this. I think
it's
I think it's a bad idea to give the Inhumans a movie. Plus,
Well, they've established
This
them as a
tells us-
TV kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
thanks to the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Marvel Agents, okay. I make sure I said the fucking name right. They're changing it again. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Ghost Rider. Anyway, they established it as a TV thing. To go from there and then just make a movie out of it would be weird.
You'd have to catch people up, and there's already so much lore in the last couple seasons that they've worked in.
I was under no pretense that if they were making an Inhumans movie, they were even going to consult the television show.
No.
Yeah. Well, if you read that Bleeding Cool article, which I take for a grain of salt, according to that, the TV show had no idea what was even going on, and that's where a lot of the issues were coming out of because they didn't know how to link up.
wow.
The fact is, it's going to be an eight episode Agent Carter-esque buffer show between seasons for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So that's the best place I could possibly think for that show.
Well, the other half is there's a lot of rumor about it taking over Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like them dropping Agents of
it
S.H.I.E.L.D.
is also you also got to keep in mind
stop
that
watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
And what I do love about the fact is that, like, Kevin Feige, when he took over his Marvel Cinematic, pretty much dropped Inhumans, and the TV show still falls under the comic book thing. So they found a way to produce it in IMAX just to we're still getting a movie, motherfucker. That's pretty much what it's
Two
doing.
episodes.
I think that's genius too, because if they're doing this in conjunction with the IMAX people, that means they're not going to cheap out on this. They're going to put their best foot forward for those first two episodes, and then you basically get the movie experience, and then you got a show to watch afterwards. That's kind of
The only complaint I have about this is we've all seen pilot episodes. They don't.
It's true.
It's not like a self-cohesive movie or something that's going to come out of that. It's.
I mean, like, it's a self-contained thing in as much as, like, it's like an origin story. It brings you up to speed with the premise of the show. My guess
They do
is
that
the
with
first two
cartoons a lot.
episodes. My guess is the first couple episodes will be like, there's no they won't tie it with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They won't tie it really with anything. Like, they'll just be like, here's the Inhumans, and
the royal family,
and maybe Daisy will show up.
No, that's the entire base. I mean, it's Green Lanterns number 8. It's Old Man Logan number 8. It's a prelude. Like, releasing it in IMAX, it gives people 2 hours, which is the feel of a movie in terms of length. It does enough. Like, knowing it's in IMAX, people will go to a theater before they sit down and watch the show.
You get to sell IMAX tickets, which means your thing's
sell IMAX
already
tickets.
making money.
But you give them the feeling of being in the theater, which means that if they like it, they get hooked in, and they're like, be back next week when the episode airs, so then they get more of it, which I think kind of works. It's actually not a bad format. It's actually pretty good, especially with something like the Inhumans. Yeah, so, I mean, I'm kind of curious.
If this works, we're going to see a lot of people doing this, because, I mean, imagine if you could tell the CW people, yeah, hey, you know that big 4-night crossover you're doing with all your shows? Well, you could shoot that in IMAX and pay tickets for it and show it all at once, and people would pay to go see it, and I would.
A 4-night crossover, what are you talking about?
Yeah, they're crossing over all their shows. They're going to be fighting the Dominators. You didn't know that?
Yeah, they're doing the invasion thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, they're going to be... And the Dominators look great. The Dominators look comic accurate.
Oh.
So wrap your heads around that. But yeah, Inhumans, it's a cool idea. We're going to have to wait till 27 for this one. And this story kind of bleeds into the other story.
That's what I was thinking earlier.
And that is basically, okay, so if Inhumans are going to be on TV now, you haven't explicitly said there's not going to be an Inhumans movie. Well, let's face it, if they say it, there's probably not going to be. Does this mean you have something to fill the Inhuman void left in the movie scheduled? And that leads to the next story, and that is that the X-Men films are rebooting currently.
No.
Or there's rumor about it that they're rebooting.
I would love to believe that. And we've been talking about this in the Weekly Pull chat. Like when we're in our corporate chat, we've been talking about like there are rumblings.
There's a lot of smoke
from too many different sources about something happening. And there are too many red flags that have been dropped throughout the last, I'd say, 2 months that have been indicating there must be something going on between Fox and Marvel. From the James Gunn announcement about, not announcement, but more like reveal. It wasn't even the James Gunn reveal. It was James Gunn and the writers of Deadpool 2. They're like, we got Negasonic Teenage Warhead's powers changed thanks to Marvel, and we gave them the Ego of the Living Planet character. Yeah. And it was like, okay, like apparently there are talks, and Kevin Feige himself has said that Fox and Marvel are on good speaking terms. There's just that nothing has changed contractually between the two companies.
There's the Legion TV show.
The Sony deal between Sony and Marvel when they got Spider-Man was such that all the way up to the announcement of Spider-Man Homecoming there is, to my knowledge, no deal struck between the two companies. That's been the Sony hard line all the way up until the fact when they announced actually there has been a deal in place for about several months. Fox can't announce it in any way anyway. So if you're looking for either company, Fox, Disney, Warner, Fox, Disney, Warner, Marvel, to say or imply that there's going to be a deal, you're looking in the wrong places, because they have a script that they adhere to. It's like a telemarketer. They have a script and they have to adhere to it until an announcement is made. I drove Benny away, but
yeah, Benny left. He's coughing up a storm. I guess.
But there is.
He's like, too much contract negotiation. I can't.
But there's a lot of indicators that suggest there is something happening. Guys, let's talk about the indicators. What's
an empty slot, the TV show, the fact that the comics will be rebooting very soon.
Yeah, we got a crap load of X-Men titles coming up, which is a big change from the past. We've got
they worked on something because those exist.
Yeah. The fact that they're allowing there to be 8 new titles from X-Men. The fact that Legion is a show and it's being produced not in cooperation with Marvel, in as much as Marvel is giving them approval to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff Loeb is in some way involved. Now, he's involved because Jeff Loeb has in his contract, he's executive producer of any show that Marvel produces, and since it's technically a Marvel co-production, Jeff Loeb gets to have the credit. So even if he's not even directly involved in any way, his name's still on it. So it could be as simple as that. But
it would also make sense too from the Fox side of things, and that is they're at a real crossroads with their X-Men properties right now. Hugh Jackman will be gone. Deadpool seems to be going through a lot of problems right now. Singer and all those actors from the First Class franchise are going away. Yep. Do they want to keep going with it, or do they want to get some of that sweet Spider-Man Homecoming money in good faith and being like, well, if we were going to just reboot it anyway, maybe we should try and get some of that Avengers money while we're at it.
I mean, that seems like the most obvious solution. And it worked out for Sony. I mean, the fact is, the Sony deal with Marvel originally, Marvel never bitched or complained about the Spider-Man deal because Marvel kept all the merchandising rights for the movies.
Yeah.
Now that there is a deal, Marvel actually gets less money because they have to share the merchandising profits. They get to get the movie profits too, so maybe it all evens out. But the fact is, Marvel got all the merchandising money, and now they have to give a percentage of that merchandising money.
Yeah, but it all works itself out. I mean, if before Spider-Man they were like, "Hey, we get 100% of a $100 million pie," okay, cool. But if now they have Spider-Man, they get 50% of a $300 million pie.
Then
they still walk out on top. They still walk out on top. Yeah, so it works. But no, I think you guys are right. And here's the deal: Logan will be the test. We will know if they're going to reboot with Logan, and it'll be one simple phrase or something along those lines. It'll be in some form or fashion. Well, Logan telling X-23, you have to carry on my name. You have to be the next Wolverine. That's how we know that Fox is going to reboot. If that doesn't happen, then nothing. Then this is the end. Now,
I don't think so. I think Logan is going to be a self-contained, like dystopian future, like Cormac McCarthy kind of movie. I think because I think that the world is going to be like dark and gritty, and it's just going to be very self-contained. Like I think that Logan is a test in as much as they're like, this is the last movie that we produced that has that has the Marvel characters that we actually got through. Because like Joel said, Deadpool 2 is having trouble. There's never gonna be a Gambit movie. No. Just like I fucking told you people.
I never thought there would be either. Never mind the fact that I was like, I always was like, Gambit is not as popular as they want to make him out to be.
Nobody wants a Gambit movie. People think they want a Gambit movie because they were told they were working on one.
Yeah.
Like, not
Gambit
because they were like
they loved him from the old cartoon, but he's yet to sell a comic book that made sense. He has yet to be on a team since the 90s.
Dude, like once it went into the 2000s with like, what was that, Extreme, like after the 2000, when he was on Extreme X-Men, when Claremont was writing it, when he came back,
he was on.
Yeah, like it didn't matter. The only relevant thing he did in the 2000s was becoming one of Apocalypse's horsemen, and that was the only thing he ever did that mattered. But no, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this was like Fox's send-off, because like Hugh Jackman's the face of the X-Men. No one's going to go see an X-Men movie that doesn't have Hugh Jackman,
which is sad.
Like, right. Yeah, people. I mean, people will go, but not nearly as many people.
Fox movie that doesn't have Hugh Jackman in it.
Yeah, and so like if Hugh Jackman's like, "Hey guys, I'm walking away," I wouldn't be surprised if Fox is like, "Well, that's it, game's over. Like we'll call the score now." And so they were like,
"Well, they've already lost." Like I was reading about it, they've already lost. The guy who plays the new Professor X, he's out. The guy who plays the
you're talking the guy that plays the young Professor X.
Yeah, the young. He's out. So is the young Magneto. They're both one out. So is Jennifer Lawrence.
Michael Fassbender said he would make more movies.
From what I read, they're all up on their contracts, and for the most part, that's like Captain America being like Chris Evans being like, I'll be doing this for years. By the way, I'm kind of done after my third movie. I'm just gonna pop up in the sequels, Yeah.
That's what's called negotiating in the press. You make a big deal out of it so you can, up them wanting to re-sign you as quick as possible.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, if honestly, it would be the smart move. Like, I'm with Sal on this. It would be an extremely smart move if Fox was like, okay, fine, then let's make this in conjunction with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and we get the X-Men. Like, that's what I would do, because that's the question everybody wants to know. Like, it seems like all roads lead to Rome. Like, everything is going in this direction. After Infinity War, well, then what do you do? Like because even Feige's been like, hey, you're going to see some interesting team-ups, but I'm going to tell you right now, like, a Black Widow Hawkeye movie would only go for so long, and it wouldn't even do that well because nobody really cares. Like, a Captain America team up with somebody else, like, sure, people might go see it, but you're not going to be seeing the kind of money you'd be seeing with the movies that came out now. No. So there has to be something else to drive people to the theaters. But if they say, if at the end, the post-credit scene of Avengers Infinity War, is like, I don't know, like Scott, Cyclops turning around and looking at Charles Xavier and saying, well, what do we do now? Like, all the Avengers are gone. He was like, well, then now we have to be Earth superheroes. And you have the X-Men. I mean, it would, or if the Fantastic Four, launch into space or something like that, and it's like, okay, well, they're going to get their powers from cosmic rays, something that sets the stage. My perfect dream, and like in Infinity War, the post-credit scene, it all happens, and like Galactus is just watching all that shit unfold. That's the post-credit scene.
Now is the time.
Well, that's that. Now is the time, or he just shows up on Earth and he was like, I hunger. And that's
I hunger.
I hunger.
You know what I would love?
Galactus
If they
needs
get
to do it
Galactus
badly.
back, but they don't really. He's a giant cloud that just invades the...
Oh,
You know what? How about this? Fox can keep the cloud because they invented that.
Oh, you.
Make a movie about that cloud just going around and eating planets.
No, I could see
just
Fox
be
making a deal such that they're like, we will produce very similar to the Sony deal, where it's like we'll produce, we co-produce them. Like you put up the money to make them. We get like the distribution credit, that kind of thing. But it's like where Fox goes, we exclusively make Deadpool movies.
Yeah.
let them do that.
Make the rest. Like if there's any like hiccups, like Fox will shoulder the financial burden, that kind of thing. But like, I think that's the deal. I think that deal is, if it's not in place right now, it will be in the next 5 years. I think within the next 5 years, X-Men will be Marvel movies again. But I think that the Inhumans removal from that time slot, I think that's to make space for a Spider-Man sequel.
Ooh.
I think that's because they're like, because everything moved. When they got Spider-Man, they went, bye. The first two things to move were the two most uncertain things they had. A female superhero movie and the Inhumans.
Wait, no, Captain Marvel's moving forward.
No, but they moved it.
Yeah, they moved the release date back.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, they moved
Which
the
is
release date for
which
Black
is why I
Panther
think
and all
DC's
that.
going ham on this Wonder Woman shit. They're like, we're going to be the first female superhero.
Which they should
We're
have
gonna
been.
beat you, damn it.
They should have been years ago. It's
Oh, no.
inexcusable
20 years
that they weren't.
Dude,
But,
I guarantee, man, when Feige had that press conference and he was like, and Carol Danvers comes out next year, DC started shitting bricks.
they were like, we gotta get that Wonder Woman thing. Oh my god, we can't be the first. We have the original female superhero, and we're going to be second.
Yeah, exactly.
History will say that
And
forever.
if
that
anybody
you were
believes,
second.
oh no, they wanted to make Wonder Woman first just for the shits and giggles of it, explain to me how Wonder Woman got in front of a Batman movie, a true Superman movie, a fucking Flash movie. How did Wonder Woman get in front of all of these if they weren't trying to beat them to the punch?
I mean, she is part of the Trinity, but yeah, from cold calculating businessman side, yeah.
Oh
makes
no!
sense
If
to
DC
have a
was
Wonder
smart and
Woman
wanted direct money, they would have done. Well, first of all, they wouldn't have. Well, they did do it, but Batman v Superman, and immediately following that would have been Batman. Like
I'm telling you, the only reason why Wonder Woman was in Batman versus Superman was for Warner Brothers to test the metrics for a cinematic Wonder Woman character. They were like, how will they wanted to gauge reaction? If people were like, I didn't give a crap, like everything was cool except for Wonder Woman, or if people didn't respond. I think that the only reason why she's there is so they could have been. It was basically like a test run to see if a Wonder Woman movie was even viable, because they've had Wonder Woman movies come across their desks for the last 20 years, and one of them was written by Joss freaking Whedon. So obviously, like some of them were pretty good. Like, but the fact is, like Fox, none of them, Warner Brothers, Disney, they don't have the faith in an audience to go to a female superhero movie, which is harsh. It's horrendous and terrible, and I'm hopeful that they're wrong in their thinking, but like that it's more of a chicken eggs kind of situation, because like Perlmutter and everybody's like bitching about how like female superheroes don't sell action figures, and it's like true, but is it because you don't make them, or is it because girls are told not to buy action figures? Like,
right, and John Apocalypse, Wonder Woman was announced first, but that doesn't mean that they didn't rush it out to be the first studio to have a.
They could have announced it with no director, no script, no nothing. I mean, the fact is, the Inhumans movie was announced 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh no! The fact is, 2 years ago we had the entire lineup to 2021.
Yeah,
No,
and they didn't even have actors for Black Panther.
I mean, the stage is set for everything. I mean, imagine like you have Infinity War that goes on, and people are like this isn't enough, because like right now we don't have enough heroes. Like we don't, like they say we have 60 heroes. Like there's gonna be 60 heroes. We don't have enough right now, And so they go to like Doctor Strange, like we need backup. He was like, well, let me see what I can find. And then he comes back with like the Fantastic Four and the X-Men, and he's like, they're from other realities where we never existed. Bam.
Right.
And then you
Cool.
got those there. Like that works.
Yeah,
Aren't we?
I think Marvel will probably more likely just say that you never saw them before.
Probably.
Because
Well, I mean, I don't know how
Dude,
you
could
miss
you
a group like
imagine that
this.
explanation?
Well, I agree,
Wait, could you just
but I think they're
imagine
like,
the
well,
Avengers show up and they're like, hello, X-Men? What are you, more Inhumans? No, we're mutants. What's a mutant? How have you
there's
missed
the
it? We had an uprising 2 weeks ago in DC. We thought you were Inhumans. Our bad.
Yeah.
No. I mean, now the X-Men would make sense because you could literally just plot it off. Well, Charles Xavier just hid them from the mind of everybody in
all
the world.
along, and I'd be
Yeah,
like
fine.
the
that's,
entire time.
that's the thing they've already done. So like,
Yeah, like that would make sense. So Fantastic Four is going to be harder. If they get the Fantastic Four, that means they get Doctor Doom, which means they have the 2 smartest people in the world. How did no one know they existed? Like
I keep saying, man, Planet of the Apes. They've been trapped in a time warp this whole time.
But
Their
I will
spaceship
say
is
that-
just getting back now.
Not even that. Fantastic Four could very easily be an alternate dimension. I mean, they got rid of them, and they're still using the Fantastic Four due to alternate dimension Fantastic Fours.
You're just nuts, man, dude. If you go read Ultimates, they reference the shit. Like Silver Surfer references it. Like there's this hilarious thing, like in the first arc of Silver Surfer, where he comes back with Dawn Greenwood, and because he's been away from Earth all this time, and so he was like, "Oh my God, like this Keeper of Knowledge, whatever this stupid thing is, like we have to go find the Fantastic Four," and he gets there. And he's like, "What is this? It doesn't say 4 on it." And this one dude's like, "Yeah, no, man, they don't live here no more.
This train don't stop here anymore.
This train don't stop here anymore." Yeah, it's just like they're not here anymore. No, I mean there's a lot of ways that they can introduce. I mean, I have if they got them, I have full faith in Feige and his team to introduce. Because I mean, they introduced Doctor Strange, and they literally invented the Ancient One out of thin air, despite the fact that the Ancient One's been there for a long time and magic's been in existence.
Yeah.
We just didn't hear about it until Stephen Strange had a reason to look for it. So it makes sense that they probably do that. The Fantastic Four would be harder, but I could see them pulling it off. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't even question it if they were just like, "Oh yeah, you didn't see them? They've been here the whole time." I'd be like, "Yeah, man, they were here the whole time. Let's get going. Let's get this movie going."
Well, you could just say like either that they're building like the Four Freedoms, like the Baxter Building was shorter than all the other buildings, and they were fighting a nihilist in the negative zone. They're like, we saved reality like 3 times. You didn't see it because it was another dimension.
John Apocalypse brings up a good one. What if they use the X-Men origin from the Ultimate Universe? Because a lot of this is Ultimate Universe stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they're just
Well,
test experiments.
Yeah.
I
all
wouldn't
starts
like
with
it,
war,
but
right?
I'd
Yeah.
accept it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I'd
can
go
see them
with it for that.
haphazardly just mentioning that in a hurry, just being like, Wolverine shows up and they're like, "Where have you been?" And they're like, "Oh, it was a test experiment," and then just that's it. That's just the mutants are here.
Oh yeah. No,
Dude,
easily.
I mean, dude, could you like that scene from the trailer for X-Men Apocalypse, where like Wolverine pops his claws and it goes black? I could see them doing that in like a bit like dude, they did that in Infinity War.
Yep.
Where there's like the trailer for, and then at the end it's just like Wolverine pops his claws and I'd be like, "Oh my God!"
Oh,
The internet would explode.
you kill a couple of Avengers whose contracts are running up, and you have Nick Fury. He's still there because Sam Jackson will do it until he's fucking dead.
Oh God.
And
he's my hero.
you just have him go like, "Well, what are we gonna do now?" And like, we have one of our fun characters, like Spider-Man, says something like, "Nick, what are we gonna do now?" And Nick's like, "I got a friend," and then just he turns around, and then you have like just the shot of the guy like popping his claws, and you're like, "Oh, what?" And it's like, "Yeah, we'll cast him later. We got time." Just give him a
hard cut to bar in Canada as Guy sits there.
Yeah. Because, I mean, like, they showed Thanos' face, and they didn't cast him for, like, over a year.
No, I mean, you could do it any number.
They
Like
just
you could
needed
say
a
the
guy
right-
with a strong chin. I mean, it's only.
Well, no, but I'm just saying,
well,
like, they don't need to cast Wolverine. They could just show, like, a dude with a lot of hair at, like, sitting in a bar stool, or, like, they could show, like, a man's hand, and it doesn't matter. Like, they don't have to cast or worry about it. Like, they could just show.
Liev Schreiber is Wolverine.
See, here's a kicker. Like don't forget, because like what they've done like with characters like Bucky Barnes, like don't forget, like the Super Soldier program was the attempt to recreate Captain America.
Oh yeah.
And so they could easily say, well, I mean, yeah, we had Bucky Barnes, but surely you weren't silly enough to think we put all our eggs in one basket. Like there were a bunch of other experiments that we used.
Exactly.
And, like,
One of which
Wolverine
created
was
these
one
things
of
called
them.
mutants.
Yeah.
In the MCU, technically, the Hulk is created because they were trying to recreate the Super Soldier Serum, and we haven't seen Spider-Man's origin in the MCU. It could be a derivative from the Ultimate Universe origin, where it's like, oh no, we were working on a Super Soldier Serum too, and we were going about it through Spider-Venom. Like it's boom.
Turns
and
out
it's
everyone
just,
really
yeah.
wants a super soldier of their own.
Yeah, and Canada was
that's-
working
yeah.
really hard on one.
Yeah. And then
Canada's
they
working
discovered
really
the
hard on
gene.
multiple projects. They're called the Weapons Plus series.
Oh yeah.
Remember that one with the talking animals? Anyway.
Yeah.
We don't talk
We
about
decided animals would make good soldiers. Fucking weird.
So, all right, well, let's wrap up. Let's wrap up this because I want to touch on one more point that was brought up a little while ago. Someone commented on the month of October. Marvel did technically beat the sales of DC, But here's what you need to look at for that. No, hold
Well,
on.
I can't just let that go. I have to say something.
No. I actually looked it up to see if this was the first month that Marvel took it back. I wanted to see like if they did, you know. First off, the highest selling book of last month was actually not Marvel or DC. It was Boom Studios with it was Boom
Is that
Studios.
Big Trouble in Little China?
Yes.
That's cool.
So
Wow.
Big Trouble in Little China actually beat them both out with
One with
4,021
the
sales.
China is here.
And the follow-up, which is how Marvel took a major share of October, was the book Champions #1, which sold 328 sales. Now, here's what you
I
need to know.
enjoyed Champions.
Huh?
I liked it. I enjoyed
wonderful.
Champions.
Oh, no, it was good. But here's what you need to understand when it comes to this kind of a thing. Both of those are inflated numbers. So what happens is this. Whenever they put these comics into a loot crate or a geek box or any of these things that have a bunch of sales, they count as sales. So it's the exact same way how Orphan Black was the highest selling book in 1 month. So Champions apparently was given away along with the book in a bunch of little kids' scholastic boxes.
Oh,
So that's where the inflated numbers came
that's
out
a good
of.
idea, though.
Yeah. And apparently the second issue has already tanked so horribly that they're trying all kinds of ways to save the book at this point. Which I'm actually sad
That
about because I
sucks.
actually like the Champions books.
Me too.
I thought Champions was fun.
Yeah.
It was Young
about it.
Avengers is all it was, just a rechristening of the Young Avengers. It was a cool concept.
But I like
was.
these characters more than I like the Young Avengers.
But that
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
mean that they wouldn't have had a
Yeah.
sizable share. Marvel and DC have always been very close with like 30 to 35 percentiles. So I'm not saying like Marvel would have tanked completely without it, but what we need to see is how they stand in November with all these other new #1s coming out and everything, because when they're giving away books, it inflates the numbers, and it's very difficult to judge actually who came out, because the top 10 of last month were Big Trouble in Little Tokyo, so that gets rid of your Big Trouble in Little China with Escape from New York. That was your big sale, but that doesn't count. So Champions is Marvel, Doctor Strange is Marvel, but then you had Dark Knight for DC, Batman for DC, because they're coming out twice a month now. Civil War for Marvel, Darth Vader for Marvel, All-Star Batman for DC. They each had 4 in the top 10, because the 10th one is Walking Dead. That's always up there.
But I don't really count Star Wars, because Star Wars is going to sell. Ever since they released Star Wars
but it's still a
#1
Marvel
to
sale.
500,000 units.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Well, no,
I
but the
guess.
thing is, it's still Marvel sales. It doesn't matter what the topic is. It's still a
Yeah,
Marvel
but
sale.
I count superhero. It's like saying that Lucifer sold in the top 10. I mean, yeah, sure, it's a
No,
DC
it didn't.
publication.
I mean, well, 'cause after
but no
that-
one's going to take a Vertigo title
After that is
seriously.
Clone Conspiracy, then Justice League, Detective Comics, Deadpool, Star Wars, Flash, Death of X, Reborn, Detective Comics, Flash, Jessica Jones, Infamous Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Superman, Suicide Squad, Nightwing, Spider-Man. It always goes back and forth. So we can't.
Yeah.
You can't just take the numbers from 1 month and be like, yay! We all got excited about Rebirth when it was they're winning 3 months in a row, because any company can win 1 month if they just push their book everywhere. That's just how that
Yeah,
works.
Honestly,
and that's always
like-
the case, too.
What I've started using recently are like the polls on Comixology.
Yeah.
Like what titles are getting the most polls, because that's the one people are ordering.
Yeah,
Plus,
and
you get it at a more recent, thing, and you don't have to worry about that whole, because the problem with whatchamacallit, with Diamond distributors is they're always like a month or 2 months behind in terms of updating their stats, because it takes a long time to get that information in, to make sure it's accurate and so on. But
Diamond Direct, you have to order almost 6 months out for solicits.
yeah.
Which makes
Yeah,
it
it's
very
nuts.
difficult to pick what's going to sell. And trivia, shut your mouth. Clone Conspiracy actually got really good. Started out really shitty, but the plot's turning
It did get
very
pretty
interesting.
good.
It had
yeah.
a hell of a twist. I was
that
not. I was
latest
not seeing that
twist
coming.
was like, what the fuck?
Are you talking about the Spider-Gwen twist?
Yeah, Spider-Gwen
Yeah.
involved in there, and then we had Kane
Yeah.
in there, and then we had...
Yeah, wow.
And Jackal
By the way, what a
supposedly
genius.
isn't trying to be a bad guy. Like, he's actually, like, trying to keep things up and up, and it's all weird. And
Dude, that was one of the craziest things when he was like, "Whoa, like they're not here to kill you, man. Like,
Yeah,
I didn't bring them back to kill
they're my
you."
security. You broke in. Like, we can calm this down right now. And then
Also,
he walked
to-
him into that room with all the other villains, and he's like, none of them are going to kill you.
To
Yeah.
make the story too about Peter Parker's issue with death and all the people he couldn't save, to have Jackal make this Faustian bargain, be like, but dude, if you join me, no one ever has to die ever again,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
In fact, everyone who died before, they'll be back now. Just shake my hand, man.
What do you think,
Let's
Sal?
do it.
Because you were the big naysayer about it. And I'll agree, when it started up and it
I
just
mean,
looked
like-
like Clone Saga again, I was like, fuck this shit.
No, I don't think these are twists. I think these are just like plot elements. Like I'm not impressed. I'm not surprised. Nothing that happened in this book was really that awesome. I thought it was more like, oh, it's Spider-Verse again, like, because we're doing dimension hopping. We've got like extra spider characters.
Yeah.
We have like interdimensional like
Threats.
espionage. We knew that the Jackal thought that he was on the side of good. We knew that he wanted Spider-Man to join his team. We knew that he was using like his loved ones to try and leverage him into his side. I'm gonna reserve judgment until it's all over. Like I want to see where it ends up, because Dan Slott's always like, either he really, really nails it about one chapter before the last chapter, or he really, really nails it like, or he seems like he might have stumbled, and then one more chapter is like really good. So it's for me. I don't know. This issue, did I like issue 2 better than issue 1? Yes, but I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of like strikes against this book. I'm disappointed because like Jim Chung is a great artist. I feel like he's wasted on this book.
Yeah.
Which
No,
is too
I
bad.
wouldn't say
and
that.
before we go, because we're not going to talk about comics today, because we're already over our time period, and we do that on Thursday show. But I do want to state, Renew Your Vows is fucking amazing.
Oh yeah.
And not just in a like I'm a purist kind of way. I thought it was like Stegman's art is the unsung hero of that book. I was like,
that book looks amazing.
Yeah.
yes,
Dude, I love that when Peter Parker and Mary Jane run into their daughter's room and there's just like webbing everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, she's like, I'm sorry.
Because they were trying to bang a minute ago.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, no, it's cool to see.
I love how they also explain Peter Parker as the photographer again, and how he's improved on the technology with a drone.
Yeah, he's using drones.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
That made me want a drone. I never wanted a drone. I want a drone just so I can paint it Spider-Man colors.
Dude, I watch YouTube videos about drones and I just leave it at that.
You know, they're training attack eagles now to take down drones.
No, I don't know that.
Yeah, police forces are training attack eagles.
Well, anyway, since we're over our time, what does everybody have coming out this week? Or I guess tomorrow or whatever.
I have videos.
Awesome. With that being said, guys,
Schmackety, schmackety, Benny.
what do you have coming out, Benny?
We talked about the Inhumans, but the X-Men cover is good. But I don't think we talked about any topic more than 10 minutes. So
That's fair.
yeah.
All right.
What do you have coming out, Benny?
Deadpool's adventures with his zombie head on Saturday, and the final chapter of Vampire Batman. This is the chapter where he just mass murders everyone, and it was total cash grab. I also have the starter to the new Injustice saga on Friday.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah, did you know they kept going, Sal?
I did not.
It's still going. It fucking ended, and then they were like, "Guess what? We got more."
I mean, it sells.
Ryan
Over to that
Bussoleto's
next
writing
game.
the goddamn thing.
It was fun. I read up to like
hold on,
year
Jared
6.
Leto's writing it?
No, Brian Bussoleto.
Oh, I thought you said Jared Leto was writing it.
Dude,
All I
that's
heard
a
was
comic
Leto at
I
the end.
want to read.
No.
Jared Leto was writing a comic?
I'm not gonna lie. When they announced that this was gonna keep going, my first reaction was, "God, are you fucking kidding me?" Like, and I
think a lot
started
of people
reading it. And the
reacted that
first
way.
2 issues were very like, "Fuck this shit," because what it does is it sets up what's going on again. In case you haven't been reading, what they're doing, and this is really smart. They're actually telling you the story of Injustice the game, but from the point of view of the characters who weren't really in the game that much.
That's cool.
So they're
Yeah.
following Harley Quinn
Alright.
initially to see what she was doing while the game was happening.
That's
So,
pretty
okay.
smart.
Yeah, no, it's really good what they're doing with it, and it's fun because like this is where Harley Quinn finally admits that she's probably a good guy now. Like they open it up with she's like, I've sided with Batman, I fought against Superman. You know what? I'm kind of liking this. Maybe this wasn't just a phase. Maybe I'm a good guy now.
Aw.
Cool.
So it's really interesting to see what they're doing with it right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
it's a
think
good
this will
jump.
take us
Good
right
jumping
up
off
until the
point.
new game.
Yeah, well, if you've only played the game, it's the perfect jumping off point because it shows you stuff that happened around the game, and then they're gonna end this one and go into the prequel for Injustice 2.
Okay, badass.
Which we still don't know what that's going to be about yet. I'll be interested when we finally hear the story of
Yeah, that's
Injustice
gonna be
2.
cool. I'm looking forward to that.
So
Well, I dropped a whole bunch of cool fan casts. I've tried that out.
what?
I made a couple of videos where I fan casted a Marvel Cinematic Universe X-Men movie, and then I followed it up with a fan cast of a Marvel Cinematic Fantastic Four movie.
Wait, what is a fan cast?
It's where I fan casts the movie.
Oh,
Who
That's
would I
actually
want
a
what
really
role?
cool idea.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Damn.
yeah. I'm confused as to what do you mean by that? Like he just streams it?
No, like no,
Who would he
It's
want to
not
play
like internet
who?
casting. Like I cast the film with actors.
Oh, okay.
Like if you were going to put actors in the movie, who would you put in there and who would they play?
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, what do you mean? Like someone streams it and you're just watching it?
Yeah, I was like,
If
I was
you-
thinking, I was like, Benny, why are you confused?
Well, no, because I'm sitting here. I'm like, Sal, if you're hard up for content to watch, you can use my HBO login.
Well, thank you. But no.
Westworld is amazing.
I know I'm enjoying the
it
hell
is.
out of it.
Dude,
Yes.
Man in Black.
Yeah. But we did that, and I think we're gonna do Convergence
Ooh,
on back issues.
Oh boy.
have fun making that make sense.
It's awful. Like it's just like I
so
predict it
bad.
will be the lowest viewed episode on our channel.
The problem
Well,
with,
either that or
this
it'll
is
be
my
the
issue
highest.
with Convergence, and this is what I've said since the beginning. Convergence is an amazing idea for an event. The problem I have with Convergence is they made it the ending to Earth 2.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
exactly
Because
what
the
they
new
did.
52 heroes never once showed up. It was
Nope.
the ending to Earth 2, which would have
Yep.
been great if Earth 2 was in the top 10 selling books and everyone knew who the fuck they were.
Yeah.
I didn't even believe that when you told me. I
the-
was like,
The new 52 characters show up. They stand outside their
The door,
like
yeah.
they stand in the watchtower going woo.
What's going on there?
yeah.
We shouldn't get involved. I love
Oh,
that
looks like
line.
some cool shit's happening
What
there.
a trick! What a deceptive, terrible trick that book was. Where they were like, yeah, no, like, because remember when it opened with New 52 Superman and Brainiac being like, you're the key to all this.
Yeah.
And then he's like, and that's why you're not going to be in this event. And you're like, what the?
That
what?
book was so
What?
Dude,
cool when it
I
started.
didn't
It
even
shit the bed so
believe-
hard near the end.
Like, I didn't even believe Benny. He was like, no, the new 52 don't show up. And I'm like, whatever, man. Like, surely they show up in there. And I'm sitting reading this, and I'm like, man, this is trash. Like,
And
this
then Parallax saves the day. What?
Out of nowhere. Well, first Deimos shows up and he's like, I'm the bad guy now. And then Hal
Okay.
Jordan kills him out of nowhere. And the worst of it all is that they undo Crisis on Infinite Earths and you don't even have the benefit of seeing the damn thing.
yeah. Dude, okay, so that was the
Multiverse is
hardest
back
part.
now. Yay.
Dude, that was the hardest part of making sense about that, because I was literally explaining it to people, and they were like, so I thought Crisis on Infinite Earths, like, got rid of the multiverse and everything that happened before. And I was like, yes, it did. And they were like,
It
so...
did.
And then
And
I
then
thought like they
Infinite
retold the
Crisis.
origins of all the characters, and I was like, yes, it did. It's like, so there was no multiverse after Crisis on Infinite Earths. So like, yeah, it's like, okay, so Infinite Crisis brought it back, yeah, and then Final
Yep.
Crisis, the heroes knew about it, yeah, but now you're saying it was always there, yep, like that.
And then none of it mattered because just, DC rebirths and now all the time that happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
this-
the guys
this-
were like, weren't there two? They were like, wait a minute, because Earth 2, that features the characters that take place in Convergence, is a New 52 version of Earth 2 and not the pre-Flashpoint Earth 2.
Right.
So if they undo Crisis on Infinite Earths, that means there must be two Earth 2s.
Yes.
yeah, that was the
Earth
hardest
2 and
part.
Earth 2
Yes.
Plus.
And then, but one of them was destroyed and then replaced with the planet known as Telos, which became the new Earth 2.
Oh, no, they're off of that now. They're back home.
Yeah, they got rid of Telos.
Fuck that.
Yeah,
Gotta
Earth,
hate
Earth 2
Telos
Society,
as a
like they're
character
coasting.
too.
You know, they were on Telos for a while, and they were and that's where I dropped off in the book. It turned into a political debate over
Yeah.
like nations fighting each other. And I'm like, you had such a great book, and now it's just political shit.
Remember when James Robinson was writing that, and Earth 2 was like a cool, fresh start for all these JSA Golden Age heroes
When
where they
Tom
got to be
Taylor
young
wrote
and
it.
hip again? Yeah, that too. He also did a good job.
But the cool thing though, from what I can tell, like Red Tornado, I think they're getting rid of the whole Lois Lane, like Lois Lane's brain in Red Tornado. And they're taking it back to like Crisis on Infinite Earths Red Tornado, where it's just like an android that can do some shit and apparently is really important.
What
Like-
I can see them doing is reclassifying Earth 2 as Earth
Yes.
like 13 or something weird like that.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Because
Well,
actually,
especially
because I've read all of them up to Society, so unless Society actually dubbed it Earth 2, the only reason we've ever called it Earth 2 is it's in the title.
And now you got crazy shit with Citizen or Commander Steel coming in. It's like, wait, is this actually tied to the JSA book that you're launching now? What?
Well, that's
Could
that's
you
what I was
imagine
gonna
that?
say,
Like they
because they're
end
doing
Earth
the
2
JSA.
Society, times reset. We're all in our original forms. And you're like,
I-
what?
I think that might be how they're going to end it, actually. I would not be shocked if that's how they're going to do it, because they keep talking about a JSA book that's supposedly coming out.
That's right. They
Well,
referenced-
then how do you do that? Because as far as I know, DC's never done a timeline reset that was confined to a single universe.
It'll be
No.
a first, because
It's always
we
been
can't
like a
have doubles of
multiversal
these
wide
characters.
thing.
We can't have young Jay Garrick and old Jay Garrick
Yes,
at the
we
same
can.
time.
We have
Yeah, you can do
we
that.
have a young black Wally West and an old red-haired Wally West. Why can't we have both Jay Garretts?
But then you run into the X-Men problem of, okay, we got young time traveling versions and we got the older current versions. Well, which version do I follow?
You
Boy,
follow both.
See,
I
even the
guess.
Wally West thing doesn't really seem to make sense because I mean it kind of does, but it doesn't. It makes sense because surely like Wally West could not have been the only person on the planet Earth with that name, But I don't know. It's weird, man. Like
It
it's,
also got speed powers and looked
It
up to
also-
Barry Allen as a mentor.
Oh, and he also was related to Iris West.
Yeah.
That
Right,
was
no,
the
keep-
lamest excuse ever when they were like, "No, we're both married to Wally West and we're in the same family." Because what family would be like, "Oh, let's just name all our kids Wally"?
Yeah,
but
that
keep in mind-
happens.
Keep in mind, like when they first introduced Jason Todd before Crisis on Infinite Earths, his story was identical to Dick Grayson.
It's
Oh, he was
True, it
literally
was.
there's a scene in the Alan Moore script for The Man Who Was Everything where he references that because it's pre-Crisis by 1 year, and Batman and Robin meet Wonder Woman outside the Fortress of Solitude, and Wonder Woman has not met Jason Todd Robin yet. And he's like, "Oh, and if you've met Jason Todd Robin." She goes, "Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. You look so much like Dick Grayson. I just didn't notice the difference."
Yeah, he was literally just a clone of Dick Grayson. Like that's one of the reasons why fans hated him, because they were like, "You just copied Dick Grayson and just threw him into a comic,
Exactly.
and then you
Yeah.
put Dick Grayson on Teen Titans." Like, what the-
I like later in the Morrison run, they would retcon this away later, but Jason getting all pissed off, being like, "Oh, can you believe Batman made me dye my hair too to look more like Dick?" What an
Gross.
asshole.
That's
He makes
really
me dress up
gross.
as a wig and wear a wig and act like a woman. Like I don't understand what's going on.
You know what? That's the same level of creepy as Captain America dressing Rick Jones as Bucky Barnes and
yes.
making him into it.
Oh,
You're my Bucky now, Rick.
That's right,
That's-
Rick.
that-
I mean,
that's some
that's right,
crazy
Bucky. I mean,
stalker stuff.
Rick, you're my sidekick again. Oh, and you're alive. Except at
Yeah.
least in the comic, they showed that Cap was being kind of creepy about it. They acknowledged that weird.
And for the record, I do want to state the young X-Men was probably one of the smartest moves ever because all
yeah.
of the X-Men that they brought to the future are either dead or shit now.
Yeah.
Like no
Oh,
one
dude.
wants like
Ruined.
Halo Arcade, like Angelic Angel. We want Angel. Jean Grey's fucking dead. Cyclops was a goddamn bad guy. The only one
Yeah.
that was like an okay guy was Bobby Drake, and he just wasn't important anymore.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Yeah.
Beast is on the Inhumans right now.
Yeah. He's just like, I'm done with this shit. I'm out.
yeah, Beast bailed out. He was like, you know
That's
what?
why
Like
they
we have a
brought the
saying where I
past
come
X-Men
from.
forward because we didn't have the X-Men.
Yeah.
All the more reason why Beast
what's
is my
up?
favorite. When the going gets tough, he gets the fuck out.
He joins the Avengers.
Hey,
I'll go
Beast,
be
why,
cool
why
and
did you
blue.
leave? Why'd you leave the X-Men, Beast? It's like, well, where I come from, we have a really good saying. It's called "Getting while the getting's good."
I'm gonna be cool and blue over here.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Oh,
but
it's
now,
weird.
now, sadly, like the cool team of having the original X-Men back are like broken in all sorts of parts. Cyclops over in the Champions, and the group's over
They'll
here.
fix it.
They what?
It'll all be fixed by the time those titles come out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it'll all be back. Well, no, dude, I guarantee that's what'll happen. It'll be like somebody will find a cure for Mpox, whatever the hell it is they call it. What a stupid name! Like for Mpox, they'll find a cure, and then everything will be okay. And then
They
they'll
will
bring the
find a
Xavier
cure.
Mansion.
An Inhuman or a mutant will be born or created.
No.
mix.
It will be the mix.
Yes,
It'll be an
it will
Inhuman
be a
who gets a
mutant.
mutation.
It'll be a mutant that goes through Terrigenesis, and their power will be that either they it'll be like worst X-Men ever, where it's like they have one power, and once they use it, they die, and the power they will use will cure the problem.
You know, they did that
Wouldn't it
mutant
be
Inhuman
amazing
hybrid. He
if
was
the cure
called
for
the
the
Beyonder.
problem?
He was called the Beyonder, and that was a Bendis retcon, which means nobody liked it. Because retcons are okay unless Brian Michael Bendis does it, and then it's horseshit.
I'm just waiting for the cure to be an official Inhuman mutant hybrid. All mutants are actually just a different version of Inhuman.
Yeah.
You
know
know,
what it is,
dude, I
guys?
can totally see it happening. Like they kind
Don't
of get it
do
back, but they've made Inhumans so important now that they're kind of like shot themselves in the goddamn foot.
They'll defeat the Mpox the same way they defeated the Phoenix. They'll all join hands, then they'll just wish the Mpox away.
Who lost the most from Mpox? Which character has the most to complain about it?
Like Cyclops, but he's dead.
Rogue
So-
complains about it a lot, but she still gets to do all the same stuff she always
Okay, then it's
did.
Rogue. Because I was just gonna say, like, how did they cure the legacy virus?
Well, I
They-
actually love that
Colossus
how the
killed himself
Mpox.
here in the Legacy.
I love how
That's
the
exactly
Mpox is
right.
apparently a deadly virus that will kill any mutant indefinitely, right? But Rogue
Oh, no,
somehow
it
has
works on
a
everyone
permanent
differently.
vaccine that will just let her be normal.
Yeah.
They said in Death of X, they used the bullshit excuse of, oh, well, it affects everyone a little differently. Oh, come on now. Either it kills or
it's
it
because
doesn't.
you wrote yourself into a wall where you had the Mpox, and then you just let Rogue be normal.
Listen, regardless of the Mpox, can we all just agree that Rogue needs to grow her hair out to be really big and put on a jacket and be Superman again?
Sure,
Yeah,
yes.
be
Please.
90s
I am
Rogue,
so
be like
sick
1993 Jim Lee
Because I
Rogue.
want real Rogue, like, because I know that was like a flash in the pan for as far as like who Rogue was, but like
Culturally.
that's Rogue.
Yeah.
And anyone who says like, no, I like tortured, miserable emo Rogue, or like I don't know if she's
I like
evil
the
Rogue,
outfit. I like
is
the outfit.
lying.
It's a good look.
But no, you know what? I will agree with you, Sal, because as much as I like the outfit, there's a whole issue where she whines and complains to Deadpool, and he helps her get through it, and you're just like, what the fuck is happening?
I like that one.
Got
She's
time
like,
for
you're
that.
okay,
Deadpool's
Wade.
got to team up with Spider-Man.
Oh, okay. So you guys remember back in like in the mid 2000s? No, after Decimation or whatever. Or, I'm sorry, what was it? Messiah War. After Messiah Complex and Messiah War. Remember that Rogue absorbed all those personalities from that giant Shi'ar bomb or whatever it was that they'd been holding. And then Hope Summers walked up to her, or like Hope Summers just like touched her as a baby. Like Mystique was like, "And I'm going to touch you with this baby, and then you're going to be cured." Like that's what's going to happen with the X-Men. Like someone's going to be like,
have a
"Everyone's
baby
here."
that they rub on people like balloons.
Dude. Hope Summers was a magic wand for Marvel to come back and just fix all the like.
Where is
because they're
Hope?
like, well, sure. Like we could write stories that would like correct all this stuff.
She was
and we
in
could write
X-Men
stories that would
versus
fix all
Inhumans,
this,
wasn't
but
she?
They didn't do any of that. They just
Where's
came
the
along
Hope?
with
Hope should
Summers
be
and
the person that
wiped it
fixes
out.
all this.
Wasn't she in the sequel?
Hope should die.
Hope
it.
probably did die. To be
Hope
honest,
can sacrifice herself to save the rest of the Inhumans, and she can be, and they'll be like, and she'll be back. You know,
no,
like
see,
she'll
they're going to
return.
take the Thanos approach. They're like, hey, we need Thanos, so let's just say he was floating out in nothingness outside of the multiverse because Mr. Death wouldn't take him in the realm of the dead. So that we're just, that's where he was. Whatever, it works.
Just hanging out.
I mean, right now the Xavier Mansion's sitting in limbo. By God, anything's possible. Hell,
I love that it's the X-Men are literally in limbo, like not figuratively in limbo. They are actually
Literally
just
in
That
limbo.
is really clever. That's such a funny, like a funny metatextual thing to do with them.
That's Cullen Bunn being like, "Hey guys," or no, I guess Jeff Lemire writes Extraordinary.
Yeah.
Does.
Yeah. That's Jeff Lemire being like, "Hey guys, this is gonna be hilarious. You're gonna love this."
Yeah.
Guess where I moved them.
But definitely, yeah. Guess where I put them? Lol.
It's either that or move them to the bottom of the sea.
Hope
You
is
can pick
Hope is
one or the
sitting
other.
outside.
They're getting the fuck off the main world.
Hope Summers is sitting outside the continuity where Marvel's waiting for the fans to forget she exists, and then they just stop asking. That's what's happening.
Hope I think is rooming with Layla Miller.
Oh God, Layla Miller. Dude, Layla Miller, Hope Summers, Cable were just like retconning machines.
Okay,
Like,
since we're way over our time anyway, we're talking X-Men. When the fuck is Professor X gonna get his brain back?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
shocking
I was
the amount of time he
thinking
hasn't had
about
it.
that. I was reading Captain America: Steve Rogers,
Right,
and
they
then
brought it up, and I'm like, that's still a
Eric
thing?
Selvig. Eric Selvig was talking about him. He's like, well, I mean, you can't just go kill Red Skull because he's got
Let's see it
Xavier's
come.
brain, so he'd be able to sense your intentions. I'm like, oh, that's right, he's still got that. Shit.
Oh, he's still doing that.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, I thought that was done. He's still got
But
his
he's
forgot
very
brain.
selective
They
about
said
when
it.
he uses it. Is the funny thing. He has these powers, but he's just like, no, I'm not going to use it this week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's-
you're an agent of
dumb.
Hydra. Like, why don't you just take over the mind of everybody in the world and just make him like? Why do you need a cosmic cube to make Steve Rogers a Hydra agent? Like,
Because
just
he said, where would the fun be in that? That's too easy.
That's true.
I want to work.
But seriously though, like, how do you keep that as a thing and it's not being used in any way, shape, or form?
dude, it was funny because as soon as he said that, I was like, oh, that's right. Like,
And you know that they were like, this is gonna make a lot of people go like hit their heads. They're gonna be like,
Now here's a question
"Oh."
they never answered that they probably should have answered after Axis. Good guy Dr. Doom took the Red Skull hostage again and had him in like a brain machine, being like, okay, this is my one good thing to help humanity. I will keep the Red Skull here so we can't use Xavier's brain to hurt people. How did he get out?
Secret
Don't worry
Wars.
about that, man.
Secret Wars.
Secret Wars. That's how it happened.
See what Secret Wars?
I mean,
did with Reed Richards, see,
basically
this is what a lot
anything
of people
missing
don't know.
after Secret Wars, you can chalk up to Secret Wars. Like, hey, whatever happened to Doc Green? Secret Wars!
Yeah, no,
so sad we never got an
the
answer to
Ultimates answered that question because that was one of the questions that that Carol Danvers had. She was asking Adam Brashear. She was like, so like, have you guys done any investigation on this whole Secret War? What happened before everything was changed? And he was like, yeah. He's like, what happened was when Reed Richards set everything back. He set it back back in a way that made it most convenient for wherever the writers were picking up at the time. Like that's what Reed Richards did.
Good job, Reed. Good guy.
So, all right,
job,
well,
Reed.
I think this is a good place to stop this. We're
Yes.
over by 30 minutes. I'm hungry.
Yeah,
I've got a pot roast on, so
yeah.
I'm smelling that thing like crazy right now.
Dude, I bet that smells good.
All right, guys, thank you for joining us today. Longer episode than usual, but don't forget, we do appreciate any subscriptions you guys give us, any donations. It keeps the show going. Don't forget to join us on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/eligible monster every Tuesday at 6 p.m. to watch this show, or you can join us on Thursdays where we go over the actual comics that came out that week and we discuss them. So this week is going to be, I think it's just the usual crew, isn't it? It's the three of us and, oh no, it's Tiffany's that you sell.
Yeah, Tiffany's
It's
gonna
Tiff,
pitch it.
Caitlin, Joel, and me this Thursday. Should be me. I've got some weird shit going on right now. That's why I've been spotty, but
Fair enough.
we'll see. Well, I'm like going to Singapore in a week and a half, like stuff like that.
Oh,
So
jeez. How's that going to be? You got a con you're going to, or you just going to Singapore?
I'm going there to teach YouTube.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah, nobody ever asked me if I wanted to do that.
Nah, man, nah.
but anyway, guys, thank you for joining us today, as usual. Don't forget, we will be back here on Thursday. We may stream in a little bit with Sombra. I might be interesting, maybe not. I don't know. Rob and I are going to play Gears of War, so fuck Sombra.
Yeah.
Gears of War with me and Rob.
Well, I mean, it's not like Sombra's going anywhere. It's not like she's only going to be here for a day, then they're getting rid of her.
Wouldn't that
No,
be
they
some
changed
shit?
everything. The whole damn interface is different. Like they changed everything.
What? We're going to
Yeah.
go check that out right now, guys. We'll see you all later.
Yeah,
North
we're gonna go
Gate
check it
mode,
out
you
right
gotta,
now.
you gotta check it out.
And it has like football in it, and like you can't have like more than one hero in a game now.
Oh, all that closed beta stuff is out. Oh, we
All
got to
right,
go play Overwatch,
Tiffany-
guys. We'll see you
Tiffany,
later.
me and Benny are going over there. We'll see you guys.
We're going to join
later.
Tiffany in a minute. We'll see you guys later.
Show's over.